What's up, y'all? It's your guy, eBay Fight Predictions, baby. We are back with Fight Talk number 29, y'all. It is the Max Holloway funeral service. We're going to be talking about everything UFC 308. Obviously, we've been gone. We've taken a hiatus. Obviously, UFC 306 has been passed by, 307, but 308 is where justice was served. El Matador came out the woodworks and taught all the haters some respect, including my boy Ed. Introduce yourself, brother.
You good? What's going on?
Dude, I'm doing great, man. Let's just talk about it since it just recently happened. How did you feel about the great Ilya Taporia?
I'm feeling different towards that midget schmuck. Um, I, you know what? I don't know if you saw the scorecards, but one of them had it 1-1 and the other had it 2-0.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of it was a close fight. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
yeah. I thought both rounds were close though, but I think if you're gonna give Ilya one of the rounds, I think obviously some people score the takedown, don't they? But I didn't really see the control. But yeah, so some people scored the first round for him on the basis of that. I thought obviously you see Max mixing it up. The kicks were there. Obviously, Max saw what the UK did to Ilya with the headshot and whatnot, and he was like, yeah, let's incorporate some of that. Yeah, but it was just one of those. It was just one of those things where you didn't see Ilya push him as far as like you normally do, but Ilya definitely bided his time.
Yep.
Obviously, he just made a statement, man. You've just KO'd like the BMF. Do you know what I mean? And for those wanting to say otherwise and talk, and it like you can't really say anything other than look what the fuck is he? Look at what the fuck he's just done. He's just KO'd back to back Volkanovski and Max Holloway. Like we're talking, has anybody had like a set of wins as good as that back to back?
I can't think of anyone. I mean,
yeah. We're talking. This individual is 27 years old, by the way, one of the youngest champions we've ever had across all the male divisions. Like as much as I've talked about him being vertically challenged and not the tallest individual in the world, he's doing his thing though, man. And obviously, the crowd and everything else, and the event and the occasions not getting to him, that he could have easily shit the bed like Sean O'Malley did. He didn't. And now we're talking about him fucking potentially fighting upper weight class and all these other things that the UFC have got in store for him. UFC Spain's going to be very interesting.
Look, I'm just going to turn on the camera real quick. This one is for the Max Holloway fan. I can't do a pack watch. So I gotta smoke y'all up, man. Yeah, I don't know if you see this Hawaiian Max pack right here, baby boys, but this one's for the Holloway fan girls that was just talking so reckless. You know what I'm saying?
I saw what you tagged me the other day. Well. That's so
funny. That Max Holloway pack hit different, baby. Oh, I heard it all.
Yeah. Phenomenal left hook though. Phenomenal left hook. Yeah.
Y'all told me he was gonna knock me out. Y'all said he was gonna do this and that. And what did we see? What did we see? Him get smoked in the third round. CTE Max Holloway is finito. All right. He's done. Okay.
You just wait till Ilya tries going up to 55 and you start seeing CT Ilya Topuria try and take on Paddy the Baddie Pimlet, and we're gonna fucking headshot him and finish him.
That guy looked real stupid talking about that fight. Oh man, he another idiot that picked against Ilya. You know,
do you know what's crazy though? Like amongst like the bets and everything else, it seemed like Ilya was like a 2-1 favorite.
Yeah,
and then you look at the professionals and their picks. It was all like 70-30 towards Holloway. Like it was
it was nuts.
Quite a contrast. Like I saw a lot of people outside the people around Ilya's circle and like Ilya's friends and whatnot, like picking like obviously Marab and that would have picked Ilya. But like, I saw a lot of people picking Max.
Yeah, I mean,
Volk picked him as well. Could be wrong.
I felt like a lot of. I mean, obviously, he's coming off one of the biggest wins of his career. You know what I'm saying, against Justin Gaethje. So I understand why he had a lot of respect going into the matchup. But all right, let's be honest here, y'all. We saw it happen to Roy Jones Jr. When Roy was going up in weight, he was doing great, and then when he went back down, from heavyweight to, I think, to fight Antonio Tarver. I think it was at 175, right? At light heavyweight. He got smoked. He lost his chin. Let's just talk about in the UFC, since we saw Volk go up, right? Fought Islam Makhachev, have probably one of the greatest performances in a loss in a double title fight. He looked amazing, right? He goes down.
The first one he looked good. The second one was lamb to the slaughter, really.
Right? But no, let's talk about it though. He looks great in the first one. He fights Yair, goes down. It was a dominant performance, but there were some shaky moments in there. Then he goes back up, right? Fights Islam, gets smoked, right? Goes back down and gets smoked again. That, just playing that game of, because you saw Max looked really big against Justin. It didn't look like he just showed up at 155. He put on a real, he put on real muscle. And for you to just put that on and then try to lose it again, it's just bad for your chin, man. Once you move up, you stay up.
I get what you're saying, but I'm gonna go on the other side and be like, you know what? There might be some people that's going to be like, well, Ilya fought two guys who was just fighting at lightweight and have come back down. So, no, this guy's just fucked up two of the best featherweights I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
But obviously, I know I was very young when Jose Aldo was fighting. Obviously, we can't all have 57 title defenses fighting Jeremy Stevens and Chad fucking Mendes and all the fucking rest of it.
Yeah.
But, we're talking about a guy who's just beat fucking Volk and Max back to back.
Man.
And we're talking about, arguably, Max's stock has never been higher than what it was after UFC 300, right?
Yeah.
So we're not all going to put what I'm not going to do is, as much as I don't like Ilya and he goes on like a dickhead, what I'm not going to do is discredit him for what he's done and try and be like, oh, wow, this is why he did it. This is how he was able to do it. Yeah. He fought really, really well.
I appreciate that, Ed. I really do appreciate that. You're starting to grow up. I'm noticing there's changes in your mental. You know what I'm saying? You're starting to notice that.
I told you, man. I've been in the hyperbolic time chamber. I'm running through. I'm trying to cut down, trying to get to featherweight, see where Ilya at. See what he's saying, because you know what, that featherweight division is looking slim pickings right now. Ilya knows. I'm gonna get his ass.
But yeah, man, to all the Max fangirls, man, I know all of them is crying right now.
People would have had it. People would have
want to know. It's okay. You didn't get smoked by a bum. All right, you got smoked by one of the greatest to ever fucking do it. Watch.
You know what else? I forgot to fucking, bro. Max and Rob fans lost out that weekend, bro. That's crazy.
That was beautiful. Let's talk. Okay, since we're on topic of Robert Whittaker, another one. Robert Whittaker fangirls. All week I heard his takedown defense. Yoel Romero, Jacare Souza, this and that. Hold up, y'all. I just want y'all to see if this is how much of a Max Holloway hater I am. I'm watching the knockout, y'all. I don't know if you can see this. How much I dislike y'all. Got this shit on my TV 24/7, bro.
It's hilarious, you know.
Look at the king, bro. Look at the king. He took out. He's going and talking to all the kings and queens of Saudi. Look at that man. He's lost. He don't know what just happened to him. All right, let's get back to topic. But yeah, like I was saying, all I heard was his incredible takedown defense, this and that. And I'm gonna say it right now. Kumar Usman, if he would have ever fought Reaper Boy Robert Whittaker, he would have smoked him. He would have beat him. I think a lot of people owe not only Usman an apology, but the overrating of Robert Whittaker has to stop now. Okay? It has to stop. And I'm just happy about the middleweight division right now.
That's harsh, man. That's really harsh.
No, man. He's a good fighter. I'm not saying he's a bad fighter, but I really do think we got to stop. We have to stop with the overrating of the weeper Robert Whittaker. I said weeper, not reaper, weeper, because that's all he was doing was weeping. And Khamzat Chimaev took him down and mutilated him. Okay, and y'all told me this man was this incredible wrestler, a wrestler killer. That's what I heard. And the only one that got killed that night was Robert Whittaker. So you give us your thoughts, Ed, as I smoke this Robert Whittaker pack.
Well, one I picked Rob decision, but the other thing I was going to say was I was very impressed by obviously Kamzat's performance and all the rest of it. But anyone look at it and thought, "Fuck, that was way too easy." Like it was almost as if like he beat him that convincingly. You're like, "Oh, fuck, this is all we got." Like really, like where's like some of us were expected 3 to 5 rounds, and then it just done like that. The face bar, and then the broken jaw, and then the teeth, and then all the rest of it.
I mean,
You then also look at it.
Though, Ed, a guy that couldn't make it at welterweight fighting a guy that actually did make it at welterweight. Yeah. It's levels. There's levels.
You don't look at it and you think, fuck me, Kamaru Usman on a week's notice with no knees, coming off KO losses at 38 or whatever the fuck he is, moving up a weight class against a dude who's got 20 pounds on him. You just look at it and you go, fuck. Yeah. Marty ain't that much of a schmuck, you know. Washed or not, he ain't that much of a schmuck.
Well, I mean, yeah, I just, it is what it is with Rob. You know, you guys know how I feel about him. But at the end of the day, man, Chimaev, he needed that. I think me and you can agree with that. He needed hype. He needed, to remind the fans who he was. And I'm not gonna lie, man. Do I think he can beat Dricus? No, I don't. I think that's a different.
I saw so many fucking welcome home parades for Hamza after that.
Yeah.
Fuck me. I saw people shit on him for 2 years because of the activity and the pullouts and everything. Yeah. And everybody's jumped back up after that. And then I'll be honest though, like I know the UFC are gonna try and milk and try and get out as much out of Sean Strickland as they can before he becomes irrelevant.
Oh, he's about to crash out. He just lost his title shot.
Yeah, but I think they're still gonna do him and Dricus in.
You think so?
January or February or whatever the fuck it is, because they want Dricus. They want Dricus to defend around January, February, and Hamzat's gonna have Ramadan in February.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I think they'll do those two, and then they're gonna do South Africa, July, August, around then.
Yeah.
Assuming Dricus wins, because I think he's got the edge in the rematch personally.
Well, I don't know. I felt like that's a hard one for me. Even though as much as like, I think Dricus is such a bad matchup for Chimaev. I also do think I just feel like Dricus against Strickland is such a tough fight. It's because the technical jab of Strickland gave him so many problems in that first round. You know what I'm saying? And that fight was close. Like I scored it for Strickland. It was 1, 2, and 5. The second round is actually really close round.
Second round was the throwaway round in the air for me.
Yeah,
it was also one of those things where I saw the momentum shift after once Strickland had the cut 3 and 4. I definitely thought Dricus has just started to. Dricus is a weird one though, because when he wins, he doesn't look like he's smoking. Like I know he's got all these finishes.
Yeah,
but he doesn't look like he's smoking people, innit? He just looks like he's capitalizing off their mistakes and he's making them like gas out, and he makes everything look awkward and horrible, doesn't he? It's just like
can we just be honest here, Ed? Yeah. Dricus has taken everything from the Derek Brunson playbook, okay? Bar for bar, all right? Without Derek Brunson, there is no Dricus Duplessis. I just want you guys to know that.
But isn't it crazy? Brunson gave Dricus a better fight than Izzy did.
I know, right? It's like, man, there's levels to this.
These man were telling me Izzy's one of the GOATs and shit, bro. And they were like, he's ahead of Silver and shit. Nah, not when you're making Dricus look like that, man.
Yeah, I mean that was so funny, man.
Bro, do you know what it is? He was crying in the build-up and the presser and everything. Then there was the whole race baiting and stuff, and you're like, okay, so you've got this group of people now who are like, Izzy's gonna do it for Africa, like the real Africans, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you went there, and tapped out when shit got tough, man. Like you just I don't know, man. It's just he's never going to be the same as well. Because if you're not fighting for world championships, what are you fighting for at this point? And
I know that's why I say
they're lining up guys like Barajo and Imavov. Are you really going to wake up in the morning and be up for those fights?
Yeah, I mean, a special guy named Brendan Allen would give.
Oh, yeah, don't even talk about Brenda, bro. Brendan lost.
A guy named Bernal would give him problems as well. But hey, that's besides the point. We're on the comeback trail. But
that was an interesting fight. His was an interesting fight.
Yeah, it was.
I think he fought with the wrong game plan, but it was definitely a fight he was capable of winning.
Yeah, I feel like
you must have been annoyed watching that because I know I was, and I'm not even a Brendan fan, but I watched it for shit game plan.
I watched it. So here's the thing, Brendan. He's a capable striker, but obviously his bread and butter is the grappling. So when in that kind of matchup, what I think really happened was he was like he dominated the first round. Let's all be honest. Dominated the first round, looked incredible, right? And then in that second round, things weren't working well, this and that. But it was because he had these threats of the takedowns on Imavov, who's actually the way better technical striker than Brendan. I think we can all agree to that. Brendan actually had more success on the feet than he did have with the grappling because Imavov was thinking takedown. And then when he, it's because it's crazy because he landed that knee, right? We all remember it. He landed a beautiful knee. And people were like, oh, Brendan should go back to the, to the striking. But what ended up happening was in his head, he's like, this guy's a better striker than me. I have to go to the grappling. And I think that's what killed him.
You see that a lot in fights, don't you? But yeah, I watched it and I thought, fuck, that's going to set him so far back because he went on a run as well, a really good run as well.
Yeah.
And he was one of those guys where he doesn't have he's not one of the sexy names in the division. It's not like Izzy, for instance, can win one and then he can just fight for a bout again for the 57th time. He needed to put in serious work. He knew it was potentially the Imavov fight and then fighting Whitaker, and then maybe he gets the title shot. That would have been after Strickland, after Khamzat Chimaev.
Yeah.
Third in line for the bout. But it's like, you know how it is now, man. It's just like... But we were talking about Ilya beating two of the best fucking featherweights. Like Strickers has just fucking finished Robert Whitaker and Israel Adesanya in back-to-back, not back-to-back, 2 out of the last.
Yeah, he beat them though.
Quietly, he's developing a fucking resume as well. And you're looking at it and you're like, it's just a weird, you just look at Drickus' resume and you just look at middleweight as a whole. It's just like Sean Strickland, Adesanya, Robert Whitaker. That's 3 of the top 4 that he's just beat. Like Khamzat Chimaev's gonna fight him after the Strickland second fight. When he beats him, it's Nasruddin Imavov is 5th, but he's nowhere near the belt. Borrego with a big win, he might be next. It might be a potential situation where he fights. I think he's gonna. I think they've been talking about him and Izzy and Sydney. Fuck knows. Vittoria's nowhere near it. Cannonier's nowhere near it. Allen's nowhere near it, and Deliz is nowhere near it.
Yeah.
So you look at it, and you look at that division already, and you're like, Drickus has beat 3 out of the 4, and outside of Khamzat, who's the most he's a really interesting fight, and we all want to see it. It's like, what do you do with him? Which is why I've said I need to see him fight Strickland again first, and then Khamzat Chimaev, because that division needs to play itself out before we get some fresh blood in there.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I think it's such a tough situation to be in as champ because you have maybe 2 or 3 marketable fights, and then it's really it. I mean, for him, honestly. So that's why I know he's pushing to go up and fight Alex, but it should be interesting though.
This guy used to fight at welterweight though. I just think, I know everyone's talking about it like it can be done, and just take him down. It's not that hard. Just take him down. It's like, you see the way Drickus fucking walks onto punches. He's getting fucking chinned. Like he's just.
Yeah,
I think it's more compelling we've never seen fighters go down to fight for a second bout. I think TJ's the only one I've seen do it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. For him personally, it has to be the right matchup at 205. That's the thing. It has to be the right matchup.
He's been saying Poatan, but Poatan I think smokes him, and I think if Ankalaev wins the bout, I don't think he touches Ankalaev. All of a sudden, them call-outs to 205 are real quiet.
Yeah, because he's like 6'1", so he's not small, but
he's not the biggest middleweight. He obviously looks freakishly strong and whatnot, the way he manhandles people and shit. But you don't look at him. You never look at him and think he's big for the weight class, or how the fuck does he make 185?
Yeah, but we saw like people like Rakic and Ankalaev just fight, and you saw how big they are, right?
Yeah.
Like tall, long, like they could be like they're like mini heavyweights. So it's like 185 to 205 is a big jump, even Luke Rockhold, when he made the jump to 205, he's a big guy, and he didn't look small, but you could tell he didn't have the same strength.
Yeah,
And
there was a lot of middleweights that did that. There was a time period where I think Jacare went up to fight Jan.
yeah,
That fell through. Weidman went up to fight Reyes. He got chinned in the first round, and then Luke went up to fight
Jan,
Blachowicz as well. There was
yeah,
a period in time where middleweights were going up to fight at 205. That's one of the biggest weight gaps there is, man. 20 pounds, and you can fucking see like this is such a fucking golfing class. So fucking awful
yeah.
to fight.
And it's crazy though. The only two guys that had success were Thiago Santos and Anthony Smith.
Say that again. What was the second name?
Mr. Anthony Smith.
Yeah. So beat John Jones as well, might add.
Oh no, he didn't, brother. No, he didn't. That was, I think, like a 5-0 domination, brother.
Yeah, my boy won by DQ, by the way. My boy chose not to fucking put on any of those Hollywood performances.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's so let's talk about obviously the card. Ankalaev Rakic. Let me talk about that, man. That broke my heart because I was watching the fight. The first round, I thought Rakic won. I think a lot of people can admit that. But
I think everyone thought Rakic won the first round.
And he looked great, but again, I think Rakic's biggest problem is his coaching. I think it's time to leave.
Did you hear what they said?
Yeah, they said he was up.
They said he was up 2, and he just put his foot off the gas completely in round 3.
Yeah,
he was getting his head snapped back in round 2. Like I get it though, but like, say like if you know you've definitely won one and another round is tight, you have to tell him to push forward because what they forget is they're in Abu Dhabi as well, bro. Like you're not in home soil. You're not in, judging. Even if you think you're up, judging is going to go against you potentially. Like, but yeah, man, that's horrible to tell a fighter you're up 2. It's never a good idea to tell them they're up 2, even if they're up 2. You don't want the complacency to kick in. You don't want them doing a Marty and getting headshot. You just shouldn't just tell them that they're fucking up or they're winning the fight, bro. You gotta have them. They gotta go out there to fight for something, man. Like that's like it or not. Had Rakic won, he was probably gonna fight for the belt.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those tough situations for Rakic because it's like I felt like I saw a more healthy guy going into a fight, in my opinion. And he looked great, but it's just fight IQ, and that's always kind of been his biggest issue, is the IQ, right? And yeah, and he's a great fighter. I shouldn't say he's a great fighter. He has like a lot of great potential, right? That's what it is, potential. But his problem is he doesn't mix it up well. He's either striking, you know what I'm saying, or he's trying to wrestle. He's not striking and wrestling, if you know what I'm saying. He's not mixing it up.
He's 32. I've just looked up.
Yeah.
He's lost 3 in the spin.
Yeah.
I didn't notice. But yeah, he's lost. In fairness, though, you don't really count the Yan fighters and loss.
Yeah, it was an injury.
Injury. But the thing is, like, it is horrible when you look at it. You can't look at it that black and white. It's like the Ankalaev fight. Yeah, he started off well. He faded in the end. It happens. The game plan was kind of naive. Is what it is.
Yeah.
The Yuri fight, you look at it and you think really should have won that fight. If I'm honest,
that was heartbreaking because
that one, like, if you like him, you come out of that fight more upset than angry because you're just like, fuck, we had that schmuck and we absolutely fucked it.
And like, I don't know, man. To me, like, it was interesting that he didn't like. So it was funny. He wrestles against Ankalaev in the 3rd round, which I thought was weird because Ankalaev can wrestle, right? He doesn't really get taken down a lot. But against Yuri, he doesn't wrestle against him. And we've seen Yuri, one of his kryptonites is his wrestling. He gets taken down a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was interesting that even when things got a little hectic on the feet, he didn't even try that. But like I said, he did not look healthy in that fight. It is what it is. It's how I feel. But yeah, it was one of those fights where, like, the Samurai, he got it done, sadly. But hey, what can you do, man? That's how the dice got rolled. And yeah, man, that's the decision he made that night was to lose to that man. To be honest with you, so
he made that decision to lose.
he made that decision.
What a way to phrase it. But I always looked at the Yuri fight as the Yuri didn't win that. Rakic lost it, if that makes sense. Like he made
that's what it is. Like yeah.
I do understand the logic because I did very much watch it and think, fuck, you're gonna be so annoyed. There's one thing, obviously, Yuri beating him and hitting him with something unorthodox and then catching him and then he's out cold or whatever, and you're like, oh, fair enough. Like the opening was there, but for you to be like up and a bit more comfortable, and then you just let it, you just let it get away from you.
Yeah.
That's another argument in this entirety. But yeah, he's 32 now as well. He's going to turn 33 next February. So I think he needs to look really. If he's going to do something, he has had the time out from the Yan fight, but he needs to get going really because you've got someone like Khalil who's flavor of the month at the moment. All it takes is for them to match him up with against Khalil, him get knocked out, and then he's fucking fighting Johnny Walker or he's going to be a stepping stone for like Olberg or something like that before you know it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Danger territory, man, in that light heavyweight division because it's very very polar opposite ends of the spectrum, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you've got your Krylovs and your Uzdemirs, which they're like mainstay top 10, and then at the bottom end of it, you've got Azamat and you've got Bogdan and guys like that that are just looking for up and coming fights and looking to shoot themselves up the rankings. Rakic number 5. All it takes is for the UFC to be like, yo, Olberg in Sydney, what you saying? Do you want to fight Olberg in Sydney in February? Boom, it's done.
Yeah, I agree. He does need to he needs to switch something up, and I think switching up the teams would help him a lot. I think.
Does he not fight? Does he not go to ATT from time to time?
No, he did. So yeah, there's a big misconception there. He only did one camp with ATT, and that was for Jimmy Manuwa. But he would, he has a family. I forgot where he's from, but he has a family. I think Serbia or whatever.
But he fights out of Austria, I think.
Yeah, something like that. So he does most of his, like from what I see on his Instagram, he's not in America. You know what I'm saying? A lot. So he's mostly doing most of his shit there. And I don't know how many great fighters they have out of there. You know what I'm saying? Or great MMA fighters out of there.
Yeah.
So. I do think he needs to get challenged. I think American Top Team's a good place. Killcliff is amazing too. He just needs better work, or you know what I'm saying. But yeah, it's just one of those weird things where like it's a lot of bad IQ, and it's like, yeah, man, he's kind of doing it to himself, Like
no, I do hear that. I also think for him as well, like if you're training in Europe and then the jet lag and all these other things, and then you're fighting in like America or Abu Dhabi and stuff like that. Like he needs to understand certain things is going to take its toll on him as well, isn't it? So it's just because he's fought in Abu Dhabi, he's fought in Vegas, but then he's training in Europe as well. So it's just like looking at all the fights he's had now. It's just I know that one's in Vegas. Yeah, that was in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the fight night with Jan Blachowicz. So I'm looking at a lot of these fights, and a lot of them are very much America and Abu Dhabi and all these other places. And it's like you're still training out in Europe. Not to say it can't be done, because obviously Jan Blachowicz has done it, but you're not training with Jan Blachowicz, and you're at the point now where you just need to.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to make that step, man. Like I hate to use this as an example, but Michael Bisping was at a point where he was at very much of a stalemate where, and as well as I do, like. He'd fight up to number 5 or number 6, get to a potential title eliminator bout, and then lose, and it will set him back 2 steps.
Yeah.
So, and Bisping went, "Fuck it, I'm just going to go to America at this point. I can't be arsed." I think Rakic is very much in that stage where you do look at him and everything about him. He fights like a champion. Does that make sense? Like it's just you look at him and he has a champion-esque style. Like he's very patient. He picks his shots. He might not have the most pop in his hands.
Yeah.
Leg kicks, the wrestling, the range he controls, the composure. He doesn't fight like some of these other, like he don't fight like Ian Kutalaba, does he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ian Kutalaba's a bit like reckless. You look at him and he does have a champion style.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying, man.
The body's there, bro. It's the head he needs to fix.
Yeah, and some heart too. So there's going to be a lot of soul searching for him. But yeah, but at the same time though, Magomed Ankalaev, he needed a win. You know what I'm saying? A big win.
He needed a performance though, man. It was very underwhelming.
That is true. Do you think, I mean, with the post-fight call out, him telling Alex stop running, do you think that will finally get him a title shot? And then another question after that is, do you think his first original title fight against Jan Blachowicz is one of the biggest reasons he's not getting a title shot?
I do. I think he'll fight for the belt next, regardless.
Yeah.
There's rumors about them trying to get them to headline. Is it UFC 310, the one in Vegas in December?
Oh yeah. Breaking news, y'all. Bilal Muhammad got hurt. His foot wasn't feeling too good.
In fairness, if you've seen the photos, it's
an infection, y'all. I'm just, yeah, I can't.
It is sad he has to post that picture on social media because everybody's blazing Shavkat. But it is what it is. It's sad that as fighters, bro, they can't just be, bro. Like everyone's like, oh my god, I knew this would happen. He fucking pulled out the fight. It's like, bro, Shavkat was getting his head snapped by Jeff Neal, bro, and he fucking pinned a 40-year-old Wonderboy against the fence. The same Wonderboy that fucking schmuckly sent to the shadow round. Shut the fuck up, man. Like, he's not that as good as you guys are making out. Anyway, I think the Jan fight has part of it to play.
Yeah.
I think it's because obviously the crotch sniffing in the last 2 rounds. Obviously, the UFC don't really like crotch sniffers, do they?
Yeah.
They do and they don't, and it's becoming something where people are concerned about the sport and the product and all that stuff because of.
Well, I mean, so
this is mixed martial arts, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, one, you have a say in whether or not you get taken down.
Yeah.
2, like, there's all these disciplines at play. Like, if you don't want to get taken down, fucking work on your fucking takedown defense or fucking head off. Like, you look at some fighters and you're like, Max Holloway, think of how many fucking takedowns he faces. Look at Jose Aldo, like, look at Jose Aldo with what happened with the Mario Batista fight. Like, nothing happened in that fight, but it was just, in terms of him against the fence and whatnot. But it's just, you just got to live by the sword and I think, So to answer your question, I think the first fight has something to do with it.
Yeah.
I also think Alex is the champion as well, so it looks a certain type of way if he was to potentially ragdoll him.
Yeah.
But people have started to rewrite history because Ankalaev came up through the rankings striking predominantly.
Yeah.
And then because of that one performance, everyone's made him out as a typical daggy. Started crotch sniffing. He's a striker first. People forget.
Yeah. No, he is. Yeah.
His wrestling offensively isn't as good as everyone says it is.
Yeah.
I think it's because they know they've got a real star in Alex, and they don't know how much longer they're going to have Alex for.
Yeah, and I think, well, you've kind of like taken advantage of what he can produce at light heavyweight, and you have to make the super fight, right? You know, and I think that's where he'll get exposed if he fights like a Tom Aspinall, or even like, I'm not even gonna lie, even a John Jones, like I think would probably whoop Alex, you know. So I think what they want is they want to save him for a super fight. They don't want to lose him in a regular title fight against a guy like Ankalaev. You know,
this is the thing though. To lose them, UFC don't mind about fighters. Some of their fighters losing to other fighters if it means they can build off them. So that when Volk was big for their Aussie market and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't mind him losing to Ilya and that fight because they knew what they could make off of Ilya Topuria in the long run, and the fact that he's 27, not 35, 36. So they knew that had the years to come out of it. If I'm making any sense with you here, brother. But so in terms of how they line their ducks up, they understand like how to do certain things. It's like the UFC didn't care that Sean O'Malley lost the belt to Merab because they know they're just going to get Merab to fight Umar, and they're really, really keen on the Saudi markets and Abu Dhabi and all the rest of it. So they don't care about certain circumstances if they can make more money out of stuff in the long run.
Yeah, and I hear you.
You look at Ankalaev, like even the Khabibas and all them, like they don't really fucking like him.
Yeah, I mean, I think his problem was, I think timing. I think it was just really timing, and I just really feel like if he would have put the gas on in those like 5th rounds to get that finish, You know, he wouldn't have been in this because it was a close fight. Like no matter how you want to dice it,
that's what pissed off the higher ups as well because I think in their head they saw it as. I don't think he could have got the finish in the 5th round, but they wanted. I imagine they would have wanted more urgency out of Ankalaev, like a bit more aggression on the bottom in terms of the speed of the transitions and whatnot.
Yeah,
and they saw it as someone who laid and prayed and tried to get through the fight and try and sneak a 3-2 decision.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. The draw pissed them off. Then they had to improvise and make Jamal Hill and Glover Teixeira, and then. Because they had to make that, Hill was originally scheduled to fight Smith.
Yeah.
Then they had to pull them two apart from a different card. So they fucked up 2 cards to make that event in Brazil.
Yeah. Yeah, they put him through a lot of hell. So it's like, I think he's still suffering because of that. And I think that's kind of why he's in the situation.
They do that, but it's just, they also gave fucking Brandon Moreno fucking custom shorts. I've never seen a schmuck win a belt twice, get 0 title defenses across 2 reigns.
Yeah.
Not of fucking glaze he does.
Yeah.
That guy gets rewarded for failure like you would not fucking believe it.
Yeah.
Bro, have we ever had a champion who's held the belt twice and not recorded a single title defense?
I can't think of anyone. No,
I don't think the belt twice, by the way. He's won it twice. When he choked out Figgy, he lost it in the trilogy. And then the quadrilogy happened. He won it and then lost it to Pantoja. It's like...
Yeah.
He's got the belt twice and he's got no fucking rubies on. You know the rubies they put on it when they like get a title defense and shit. He's got no fucking rubies on that thing. How have you won it twice?
Yeah, they're hard. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. So like, what I'm noticing, like, do you like the custom shorts?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind it for like pay-per-views or special events, but when they're doing it for like UFC fucking Edmonton and it's for a fucking clown who can't record the title defense. And I don't like midget MMA as well. So any excuse for me to fucking
yeah,
like I don't mind it, but it's like where's the cutoff point? Like I understand Max getting them for 300. I understood Topuria getting them.
Bro, you know what's wild? You know Bryce was the first one to get them.
Yeah, the camo ones. Yeah,
that's wild. That just like came through my head.
I've never seen fucking. Do you know what the funny thing is? Conor McGregor and John Jones, they're the biggest guys in fucking mixed martial arts. We've never seen them on custom shorts.
Yeah, I think they should. I think John is coming up soon, so I think John's fighting. I think it's in 2 weeks. I think. Yeah.
I'm so excited but nervous at the same time. Just like
it's the 16th, November 16th. Let me read. When is John?
I'm about to take that day off work, because.
Oh, for sure.
Bro, I can't come into work the next day, bro, if I'm fucking sad and depressed.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Do you think Stipe Muchacho? I've made a truce, y'all. I've made a truce. I'm not hitting on Stipe Muchacho. I'm shaking his hand, right? I'm gonna be like, okay, we're gonna get the clown. The crackhead has to go down. Wait, what did you say?
DC's pops.
Oh, wow! You're making this hard, Ed. You're making this hard.
No, sorry. Continue.
Okay, all right. So, I just feel like personally, do you think Stipe makes it there? I think he has to, right? Do you think he makes it to the fight?
I think he does.
Yeah.
But everyone's making out like he's got this reputation of pulling out. He didn't pull out the first fight, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. The only thing I'm apprehensive about is, say hypothetically speaking, for whatever reason that fight doesn't happen. I know for a fact neither of them are fighting Tom Aspinall. So the UFC have better cooked up something to fill in those gaps, because Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler is the fucking co-main.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's a bit touchy. They've got both on that main
on paper, this might be the weakest MSG card of all time.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Technically, it's the strongest because Stipe's on there. But,
but if you're talking about the undercard in itself, it's not that. It's not that hot. I'm just
the UFC have gotten to a point where they don't fucking. I'll be honest, man. Like they stacked the Saudi. Like, do you remember that fucking the Rob Ikram card? That card was ridiculously stacked.
Yeah, I remember that.
What you Americans need to get yourself some fucking money, bro? Because maybe if he starts glazing some American oil tycoons, we might get some decent cards over there, man. The the fucking rich sheikhs are getting everything, man. Like they
I
got
mean,
Robert Whittaker over there and shit. Like
and they're trying to fix boxing, at this point. So
yeah, man, the boxing stuff is really interesting as well.
Yeah. Okay. But you got Jones and Stipe Miocic.
This is what I'm saying. I like Weidman, but Weidman being third up on the fucking MSG card.
They got both nickel at least, Nikita Krylov, okay, the return. Jonathan Martinez. So you got some sprinkled there. That's like gonna be.
They're good. They're good non-ranked guys, but fuck me, there's like 5 ranked people in that fucking card, and that 4 of them are in the main and co-main.
Yeah, that's some crazy.
Anders isn't ranked. Weidman isn't ranked. I think Corinne is. Vivian, yeah, but I'm not counting 3 or 4 MMA. Like the top 4.
Yeah.
Paul Nickel isn't ranked. Craig's ranked. That's number 5.
Yeah.
Krylov's ranked 6.
Yeah.
He's a corner 7.
I think John Martinez might be. He used to be ranked, but he might not be anymore.
I think he might be 15.
Yeah.
Bro, I've just listed 6 fighters.
Oh, your boy Ramir. Oh my God.
Rabib, bro, stop.
Oh,
wow. Mickey Gall as well, bro. I like this one. We can't get fucking. Nobody can fucking beat
the return, bro. He's been gone for like 3 years. Oh wow.
I'm surprised they've kept him. If I'm honest with you, I really am. Fucking Ruthie opening up that MSG card though. Fucking hell.
Yeah, so he might go off. But yeah, so I mean, obviously John and Stipe Miocic should be an interesting fight. How do you see it playing out? Like, obviously being a big Stipe fan, I kind of want to ask you that. I've been watching a lot of Stipe fights, and I have a strategy, right? I do have a strategy in my head that he has to like impose.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I was very optimistic the first time round, and now this time round I'm like, fuck, this fight's probably never going to even happen. Like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
The thing is, I've looked at both of their CVs just to see if there's anybody they've fought that's remotely similar to one another and to see how it's played out.
Yeah.
I know elements of the wrestling Stipe did get controlled by Daniel Cormier. So but
not too much, though.
But not too much. But it's like, and I know Vadum's a fucking grappler as well.
Yeah.
But he fucking knocked him out in 1 round. Overeem's not a grappler. JDS isn't a grappler. I'll be honest, what Ngannou did to him in the second fight was a bit fucking scary. I won't lie to you.
Yeah.
But I don't, even if fucking John Jones gets him down, he doesn't have the fucking ground and pound like that. I know the elbows are a bit different. But even looking at John Jones fighting pure boxers, like, I saw Lyoto Machida fucking snipe him at will until he got choked out. Dominic Reyes fucking snipe him.
Dude, like, that's the fight I look at the most. And then obviously the Gustafsson, like the first Gustafsson fight.
And the first Gus fight. And then I looked at Thiago Santos outstriking him with 1 knee.
Yeah.
And I do look at things and think there's stuff for Stipe to do and work with.
Yeah.
And also Stipe's, whilst John Jones obviously beat DC in a certain way, I think Stipe has also done things to DC, like, without trying to sound confident and arrogant, the things that Stipe did to Daniel Cormier in the 3rd round, I've never seen Daniel Cormier get whooped from the first bell to the last.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that. Like, he beat him up bad.
Yeah.
Stipe is one of those guys, man, where like people don't think he's smart because of the way he talks or whatnot. But he's a guy that fucking makes adjustments and figures shit out and then plans accordingly and everything else. It's just even the way he adjusted for the DC mid-fight in the second fight and then coming into the 3rd fight and completely shutting it out. It's completely different, man. I do think. But John Jones is one of those guys you can't fucking prepare for, man. It's a bit like when Tony Ferguson, when he's prime, like, you can't find anybody to replicate what he does in the gym. You just have to fight him.
Yeah. No, I agree. Whereas
with Stipe, people look at Stipe and don't think much of him. It's like, oh, this guy's a boxer. He can wrestle.
Yeah.
But I think that's what made Stipe initially so likable and so relatable. It's just, you looked at him and just like, it's a regular Joe just fighting for a belt kind of thing.
Yeah.
John Jones is seen as like this phenom, like this Michael Jordan of like of MMA kind of thing. But I'll be honest. I think you know what's going to happen. Whoever wins, Dana's just gonna say they're the best heavyweight on the planet, isn't it? And then start trashing Francis Ngannou for fucking 20 minutes after UFC 309.
That's so weird. Like he's so weird, bro. He like okay. Let me talk about. So I'll talk. Actually, I'll start off with my opinions on how Stipe has to approach this fight. He has to like put constant pressure on him. Has to like force John to shoot takedowns, like bad takedowns, and stuff them and get that in his head. And for John, he has to break that confidence. You know what I'm saying? Gus, in that first fight, if you really watch, he broke John's confidence in those first 3 rounds. Now, I give John a lot of credit. He was able to get it back in those championship rounds, and he kind of found another avenue to fight Gus. But Gus did a great job of breaking his like confidence down in his wrestling by defending and then taking him down. You know what I'm saying? And the only difference though, Gus kind of didn't fight on his like front foot. He was more on his back foot. Stipe is gonna have to back him up. You know, he's gonna have to show him what a real heavyweight feels like, and it's different. And he has to have a lot of output here. Output is gonna be big. His jab is great. And he's just gonna have to move his head.
His footwork's good as well. He's not gonna just get fucking taken down like that, bro. Stipe's got some really good. Stipe's got good footwork as well. As well, because he's good. You understand? Like I think I've told you this statistic before, but Stipe's leg reach is fucking small as fuck, man, for a heavyweight.
Yeah.
John Jones is just gonna be kicking at you and kicking your knees and whatnot.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. We're assuming that John Jones is gonna have the same weapons and do the same shit he's gonna do at 205 that he did at like heavyweight that he's done at 205. It's like, bro, he's not bringing his leg that high and throwing high kicks, bro. He's just not going to do it. He's not throwing them spin kicks and shit like that because Stipe would just take his back and fucking maul him, innit? But honestly, for me, the main thing I'm concerned about is fucking what weight and what size he comes in at as.
I think that's the most interesting thing.
I don't want him coming in at 230. I don't give a fuck. If I see 250, I'll lick my lips. But if I see 230, I'm gonna be like, fuck, this is bullshit, man. Why is he coming at 230?
Yeah, he looks a little leaner, all right, going into this fight. He doesn't look like dad bod Jones like when he fought Gane. He does look leaner. He does look like I think he's taking this fight. I'm not gonna say seriously, but I think against Gane, he was just like, I'm gonna out grapple this guy. That's my only path of victory. I'm gonna put this gut on him and I'm gonna submit him, right? And he did it. But I think in this one, I think Stipe knows how to wrestle. He knows it's not going to just like, oh, I take him down and it's like finito, right? It's the ultimate, like, I got him, right? He knows it's going to be a scrap, you know? So I think he's coming in a little light. Like, that's the thing I'm noticing. I think he's going to come in a little light. And I think he knows this is the last one for him, so he has to make it count, you know? So
I'm excited. I'm nervous. It's just, bro, we got a chance to take out the GOAT in mixed martial arts, man. It's just gonna be fucking different if he does it. Like it's just like I'm gonna be like, what the fuck, like if he does it, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? My boys beat DC and John Jones. Like what the actual fuck? Like,
that is a good two win combo.
Bro, that's it. We were just talking about Ilya earlier in the show. That will be my fucking comeback to the best 2 wins ever in mixed martial arts. Ilya, you fucking Georgian Garden gnome. Well, my boy Stipe smokes John Jones. He's gonna have the 2 best wins of any fucking resume in mixed martial arts.
Yeah, it would be interesting if he's able to have that. But
we need to get it done though, man. It's just
Oh,
you know what it is? I don't even think it's a case of fucking like is Stipe gonna turn up? How's Stipe gonna be, bro? Like John Jones needs to pay someone to fucking drive him around, bro. Like we need John Jones to make sure he gets to the octagon. Like we all know he's the fucking flight risk. Like my boy Stipe is a model citizen.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Lay off the cocaine, lay off the hookers. We got to open up a can of whoop ass over here on Team Stipe. So
I feel you on that. It's gonna be an interesting fight. Obviously, the co-main event is also interesting too. You got the return of Michael Chandler. It's been 2 years after getting basically finessed out of his time with Conor, but he got a good matchup though. I'm not gonna say he got completely robbed. He got a good chance to get back in title talk. So
do you think the UFC would have compensated him though?
I hope so. But
2 years out is forever, bro.
That's a lot of money he missed out on, you know.
I saw McGregor talking to Dan Hooker at the BKFC event. I'm gonna piss myself laughing if fucking somehow Dan Hooker gets that fight.
HGH looks like it's gone. HGH gut. Oh yeah. He does look leaner. Yeah, I know. Well, Connor and Dan, obviously, the revival of Dan Hooker has been basically beautiful. Some people might call me crazy, but dude, the dude's what? He's 36 now. If you don't think Dan Hooker can take him to deep waters and just avoid the right hand or the left hook, we're good. We just can't get phased by the little pullback counter. We're not Eddie Alvarez. We're not a fucking.
Bro, do you know what's hilarious? I said the same fucking thing when he fought Michael Chandler on his debut. I said this should be fucking easy work for Dan Hooker. He got fucking put out in a minute. I look like such an idiot because I said Dan Hooker's one of his hardest matchups on the feet because Dan Hooker can make a punch and he fucking loves kneeing up dwarfs down the middle. He fought the complete wrong game plan, man. And it frustrated me because I looked like an idiot when he did all of that.
No, I feel you. I felt the same way, but I also do. Okay, I know this is like a bit of an excuse, but you got to realize he didn't have all his like coaches in his corner for a lot of those COVID fights. Like a lot of people don't realize, New Zealand and like their COVID rules was a lot harder than I think. I don't know
New Zealand,
it was in
they
Europe.
did isolation and stuff, didn't they? Which is crazy.
Yeah, but in America, like it was not as bad, right? They like I don't know if you remember, but they were contemplating about leaving New Zealand like officially forever and coming out here and training out in the States, you know? But I just felt like he didn't have coaches. It came off like he just got in shape in his garage. And like I just especially for the Islam fight, I felt like that wasn't the best version of him. Chandler too. Even Arnold.
The Islam one was short notice from what I remember. He took that fight on. I think someone pulled out for Islam and then he took that fight on. I think it could have been RDA. It could be wrong. Yeah.
So I think at the end of the day, him versus Connor should be interesting. Now obviously Connor, I mean, he first round you can't sleep on him, right? He's a great finisher. He knows how to finish guys, but obviously at the end of the day, he is older, and it's like, dude, he's been out of the octagon for like what 2 years, right? 3 years, something like that. Like it's been a minute, so it's like such a tough situation for him to come back.
Connor's one of those though, like obviously to play devil's advocate, but post Floyd, he's never fought consistently. So I've never I've never factored in ring rust anymore with him because that's just who he is right now. Like sounds horrible to say he's a part timer, but he fucking is. Like it's just fights once in 2 years. Like so I never factor in ring rust because I've accepted the fact that if Conor fights, cool. If not, couldn't care less, man. Like I watched the UFC every fucking weekend. So
well, the thing with Conor, right? So it's like, so that year, I think was it 2021? He really tried to be active. You remember he fought Dustin twice that year. You remember? Yeah. So he fought him in January, and I think he fought him in either
June, July.
Yeah, something like that. And I think it was July. He fought him in July again, and then he got hurt. I don't know if that's why he's kind of like, I don't want to like be active again. I got to respect my body, because like he tried to bring back that old Conor, and he wasn't that guy. It's just his body. It's just weird. Like when you're like not like going through those injuries, and kind of like having to be tough and still.
No one's ever come through that injury the same though. You look at Silver and you look at Weidman, they've never come back the same.
Yeah, he wanted Pac. Yeah, he did. That's why he kind of fought Dustin that in that first fight. That second fight, honestly. But it was weird, man. I think with him, I don't know, man. I think also he kind of turned into a boxer a little bit. He kind of forgot what brought him to the game.
It was just very square stance, man. It's just like the leg kicks and shit like that. You just look at him and you think, fuck. The second fight, I was mad because I was like, bro, this guy can't check a fucking calf kick. He's fucked.
Yeah.
He's been away from the sport that long. Everything's fucking evolved from that point. Like, you even look at some of the things he was doing when, bro, like, usually we saw Dustin Poirier fucking ground and pounding him or ragdolling him against the fence and shit. And you're like, my goodness, he looks like he's regressed.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I just think game planning was really bad with him, like in terms of his opponents. A lot of those guys didn't come in there with like a brain. A lot of those guys fought dumb. Like Chad Mendes, he should have won that fight, in my opinion. To this day, I don't know how he lost that. He
got his body butchered, bro. I've seen that fight I've watched that fight a few times. The way that the teeps and the kicks and all the rest of it. Like, it weren't even the left hand that was landing flush all the time. He got to a point where he just couldn't keep his hands up, and that head is an open target with McGregor's accuracy, man.
Yeah.
With the size and power he had at 145, it's only gonna go one way, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, I feel you on it. But like Aldo, right? Like rushes him, gets sniped. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Alvarez doesn't even like he shoots for a takedown after he's like probably has like 3 concussions like back to back. You know, like like a lot of really dummies, right? The only guy that kind of fought him decently smart was Nate, which is like hilarious because he's like fucking retarded. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right?
I don't even think he fought him that well. I think the first fight kind of punched himself out, and then he couldn't finish him, and he's like, "Fuck, what do I do now?" Because he fought up 2 weight classes, which is just abnormal. And then you watched him in the second fight, and you're like, Conor looks miles better than he does, and he's like, "Yes, because Conor's a much better fighter than Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is just mature." That's why everyone was like, "Oh, I don't know if Conor's ever going to come back from this. If Conor loses 2 in a row, the hype's done." I picked him to win in the second fight, by the way. I picked him to fucking knock him out in round 3.
Yeah.
But I watched it, and everyone's like, and he was like, surprise, motherfucker, the king is back. And then everyone went back on it. I was like, bro, he was always going to win that fight. He lost the first fight because it was short notice, and he's in front of someone who could take a fucking punch.
Yeah.
And he threw everything into those punches.
Yeah.
Like, it's just one of those things where he's the miles better fighter than Nate Diaz is. And it's just, the second fight was evident of that, even though it was 3-2. That was one of those where, yes, 3-2 looks tight on paper, but when McGregor scored 4 knockdowns on you, like, you can't say you've won a fight in which you've been knocked down 4 times, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think what happened in that second fight was he just got a little tired and started to like kind of coast those last 2 rounds, you know?
He coasted round 4, definitely. Round 5 was a bit different, but I think he knocked him down at the start of one of those rounds. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
Like a second wind, and he got through one of those rounds.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like we've said, man, I think the only fighter who's fought him like proper sensibly and implemented their game plan was really Khabib, because you just knew what Khabib did. Khabib carried it out. Khabib didn't fucking sit there and fucking stand and bang with him just because Conor said something about his family and religion and shit. Khabib goes, right, I'm going to keep a level head. He's being a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
But when I take him to the ground and maul him, then I'll fucking show him. That's why obviously Khabib had him on the floor, and he's like, talk now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to talk? Let's talk. Yeah, like that. That was, bro. Have you watched the Have you heard the audio for it? There was unheard audio of it. Like, there was
It's like what did he say?
Bro. It's in between rounds and shit like that. The shit that he was saying to him.
What did he say? It was just like it's business or some shit like that.
No, not that it's business thing. Where it's like Islam was like to him, look at him, he's tired, he's fucked. All this shit.
Yeah, I'm not. Man,
like, you called him the bitch across the octagon.
Yeah.
It's fucking, yeah, this is what I'm saying, bro. Like, I think people get in their own heads on it, and they fucking never fought him accordingly, innit? Nate, it didn't phase him, the shit talking. But Khabib, obviously, whilst it phased him, he kept his emotions in check. You gotta do that, bro, in these high level fights. You gotta be able to keep your head.
Yeah, nah, that's real. And obviously, I just think, I don't know, for Conor and for Dan, I think both guys kind of like, they both need a win, you know, like, and need a big win. Like, obviously Dan's on a streak, but like a win like this could give him a title shot. This could like get him over. He's always been kind of stuck at that top 5 level, right? And you know, like, all right, you know, fucking the UK, they had their Michael Bisping moment, right? Now New Zealand, they need their Dan Hooker moment, right? We need to fight. We need to fight Islam Makhachev on our terms. You know what I'm saying? Let's get him. And we'll get him out of there quick this time. You know, we need a fluke, bro. We need a fluke.
I need to see one of those knees down the middle, man.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, it would be interesting to see if that like fight.
I don't know, bro. Like, it's just a lot of it seems like he's just flirting with the idea. That Conor's always like that, though. Like, after every pay-per-view, he's just tweeting, isn't it? It's just like, now he's tweeting about fighting Topuria. It's like, you're not gonna fight Topuria. Shut up, man. Like, just leave us alone, bro.
Yeah,
like,
enough's enough.
Some of us have just seen Robert Whittaker and fucking Max Holloway get fucking finished, bro. Like back-to-back fights. Shut the fuck up, bro. Let's fucking sit there in peace and quiet and just contemplate what the fuck's going on. I sat there and just like, fuck, what happens now? Like,
yeah.
because you're not in all seriousness. I watched the Hamzat fight. Yeah, it was like what 3 minutes, and you sat there thinking,
yeah.
I really thought this fight was going to be a lot more interesting than this.
Oh man, that shit had me in tears, bro.
Shit like that always happens, though, isn't it? You think of fights that are really I'll tell you what was a classic example. Think of how many guys, yeah, that had like 20, 30-minute breakdowns on John Jones versus Cyril Gane, just for Cyril Gane to just not turn up and just 2 minutes in. It's like, what was the fucking point? Like,
nah, that was heinous, bro. When what Cyril did with John, I just don't ever want to see him fight again after that. Like it was that, like, it pissed me off. Like he's
fighting Volkov, and
I hope Volkov wrestle fucks him, submits him, gets him out of there quick, so we can all be like, okay, he was always a bum, you know what I'm saying? Like fuck him for that. Like,
I'll be honest, I'm hoping he gets ragged on just because people talk mess about Cyril being the new generation of heavyweight striker. Stipe can't hang with this guy. You realize Stipe's got a fucking golden gloves in his fucking basement somewhere, right? Like Cyril Gane, fucking playing touch button in the park and all the rest of it, and fucking hitting pads with Fernando Lopez, who's about 2 feet tall, He's nowhere near the same as my boy Chad Stipe, So we're not gonna do this, They all do this, don't they? They're just a bit reactionary. I think because people know I like Stipe, so people get in my head a bit. It's like Derek Lewis when he knocked out Curtis Blades. Oh my god, Lewis would do that to Stipe as well. Yeah, you see shooting for the legs and all this shit. Yeah, these people with a broken fucking back took his ass out. So my boy, he's a fucking 6'5" fucking Chad. I think he could take care of fucking Derek Lewis and Cyril Gane and all these guys. Oh my god, Stipe's fighting John Jones because he's the fucking most successful heavyweight champion in the fucking universe. That's fucking why.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
And my boy beat Francis Ngannou, a guy that John Jones took three fucking years to bulk up for. But let's not make out like my boy's a bitch,
yeah. I hear you, man. What was I gonna say? No, I think the thing with Cyril at the time, bro, like he just, I don't know, it was really the JDS fight when he just kind of like just did JDS so dirty up in there. And I mean, some people thought he cheated.
He hit him in the back of the head, bro. I fucking watched that fight so many times.
Right? So people watch that and they're like, oh my god, he's the next generation, right? And he kind of looks like Anthony Joshua, right? That's also a factor.
I mean, he doesn't. As someone from the UK, he doesn't look like Anthony Joshua. I don't know where that became a thing.
I mean, with hair, he kind of does. You can kind of see it,
I don't know, bro, but I'm not getting involved. Bro, that's risky territory for me, bro. I can't be saying one black man looks like another one.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. I'll let it go.
You leave me alone. I don't. For the record, I actually don't think they look alike, anyways. But
yeah,
I've heard the memes around before.
Yeah, but no, it's just like he looks like a function. No, and the thing is, it was really the Derek Lewis performance where he dismantled Derek because Derek was coming off the biggest win of his career against Curtis, right? And when he dismantled him, he was like, oh shit, this is the future, And then Ngannou, like the fight was kind of close, right? But Ngannou kind of like put that gut on him and like took him down. And then he had the Tai Tuivasa performance and people like, oh my god, he's a god, right? People like, oh, he went to the Matrix.
Did you see the way he got dropped though? That was crazy. The way he just slammed against the fence, I was like, "Fuck that!"
Yeah.
Like, in a different ref fucking calls it off for that.
Yeah,
that's true. Knockdown. He crashed against the fence, bro. It was a bit like, do you remember Gregor Gillespie when he got headshot?
Oh yeah, I watched that damn near like once a day, bro. Like
yeah. I know you do. Kevin Lee's 6.0 now, yeah.
Yeah. We're winning. We're on a win streak, bro. Like, fuck, they can't fuck with us right now, bro.
What's his situation? Because I thought he was contracted to the UFC.
So I guess when he retired, they just kind of like they kind of told him straight up, like, we like you, but we just don't want to invest in you right now, In
fairness, if you're paying him 200 G's to show and win for someone who's not necessarily going to be fighting in the top 10, it's a lot of money to throw at someone, isn't it? Oh, he's going to fight. He's fighting in Gamebred Bare Knuckle.
Yeah, it's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, fucking 2 weeks. Sol Almeida, I don't know who that is, but
yeah, but here's the thing with Kevin. I've always felt like he's a tweener, but his best work was always at 155. So his little run at 170 was always nuts to me, you know? I always thought like, nah, man, that's not it. Because, dude, man, look at all right, Gregor Gillespie, right? That win has really aged well for him because Gregor has a win over Diego Ferreira, and we saw what Diego Ferreira did to Rebecca, right? And we just saw what Rebecca did to that Urabao guy. You know what I'm saying? And Kevin can compete at that lower. Like, I'm not saying Kevin's gonna go on a run, even though I would love it, you know, and he goes on a 10-fight win streak, wins the belt, retires, defeats the evil Islam Makhachev, and you know, greatest comeback story of all time. Would be amazing, but I don't think that can happen. But I do think there are guys at 155 he can beat. I really at that top 15 or that lower, like him versus fucking Drew Dober. You're telling me he can't go out there and take down Drew Dober and sub him? You know what I'm saying? You tell me
does Kevin Lee ever fight the easy way though?
No, he doesn't. He does not. Losing to D-Rod, yeah, I know that was fucking atrocious.
In fairness, though, the D-Rod thing was just awkward to watch because he just looked thought and outgunned on the feet, and that was my problem with him at 170. Everyone just looked bigger than him, and they were faster than him. They were stronger than him.
Yeah,
they were just able to do things that he did to other people. But he was at that point when he was at 170, a bit like RDA. RDA when he went to 170 and he fought Usman and Covington and Leon and all these guys at 170.
Yeah.
RDA was at a point where he's like, he's better than the contenders at 155, but he's not good enough to fight for a belt again. So he was a rock and a hard place at 155. And then he went to 170, and it's like, skill-wise, I'm better than a lot of these guys, but I can't really necessarily put a win streak together, even though he was solely losing to the best guys.
Yeah.
But the guys he was beating at 170, it's like, right, I've beat them, but I've lost to everybody above me as well. So what the fuck do I do? Like, he was really RDA was stuck in both divisions for a while, like just not sure what to fucking do. And it's just, I think Kevin Lee was a bit like that. It's just like they got to a point where UFC just used his name to just promote other fighters like that Renat guy. They brought him back just to promote Renat because Renat, like nobody fucking wants to watch Renat or knows who the fuck he is. As good as Renat is. Nobody looks at him and goes, "Oh my god, I can't wait to see that guy fucking fight." Oh,
yeah, he's been low key getting exposed lately, right? Like he has not looked good. I mean, since the Kevin Lee fight. I mean, honestly, so
it's weird though, isn't it? But that's what happens when you fight someone who's a 55 and then you come out and then you fight someone good. I'm trying to see. He fought the other week, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, and it wasn't that impressive. I know he's like honestly his best win at 170 is probably like Brian Battle, right? He went out there, dominated him. But that's about
I think even Brian Battle though is just Brian Battle, Kevin Lee, Douglas Lehman's. You're supposed to fight that Zaleski, isn't it? Dalby was a split. Did I not say to you, Loki? Dalby's gonna fucking upset a few people. I don't know if it was this year or last year, but Dalby.
You told me he. I think it was more in the chat. I think you said Dalby. He got a chance, you know.
Dalby been fucking people up, bro. He's beat D-Rod. He's beat Claudio Silva, Wally Alves. Muslim Salikov and Gabriel Bonfim were excellent wins when people think about it now.
Yeah, no, they were. I agree.
And then obviously the split with Renat, bro. He's gonna fight Zaleski now. So it's just he's another one that he's looked weird. I think Till drew with him early on in his career as well. So
it's funny.
He's never been someone that people steamrolled through though.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, nah, he's no, you know what's funny? He had one weird fight where he got smoked on Fight Island. I forgot who it was. It was this weird, like peacock looking motherfucker. What is that guy's name? It was recent. It was like 2020. It was either 2020 or 2021. I think it was 2020. It was on the Darren Till versus Whitaker card. I remember that shit. He got smoked. It was like Pearson.
Bro, he's only ever lost by decision.
No, he got smoked.
Tim Means.
Keep going down. He got smoked.
Carlo Pedrosoil, Peter Zabota, and Zach Cummins. 2016, 2018 are those losses.
No.
The one in Fight Island must be 2021, but it must be Tim Means.
It was. Let me search it up. Darren Till. I remember this shit, bro. I will never forget.
Are you saying Darren Till or are you saying?
No. So it was on a Darren Till card. Darren Till versus Robert Whitaker card. All right.
This one's gone full card. Cage Warriors Fight Night. Orlovsky Bennett. Zach Cummins. Rafael dos Santos. 2016, 2017, 2018 are those losses. 2016, 2018 are those losses. The one in Fight Island must be 2021, but it must be Tim Means. 2021, 2018 are those losses. Zach Cummins. Rafael dos Santos. 2016, 2017, 2018 are those losses. 2016, 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 2018 are those losses. Honestly, I've got his 5 losses up here.
Oh yeah, it was Jesse Ronson. That's who it was. But it was a no
contest.
contest. Oh, okay, yeah. So he must have cheated or something. He must have had some.
Bro, he's got a couple. He's got a no contest.
No, but he got smoked, right? So he got TKO basically. But
Submission rear naked choke. Fuck you know.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Jesse, you know what? It sounded like an American name. I was gonna say fucking Americans cheating and shit. It's fucking Canadian.
Okay, yeah, that guy. That was hilarious when I saw.
Yo, that guy went out to go 0-5. By the way, that's crazy.
yeah, that motherfucker Jesse Ron. I'll never forget because I had money on your boy Dalby, and yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on, bro? You know, like what the fuck, you know, like, and he gets smoked, and I was just like, whoa, you know. But yeah, Dalby's for sure an interesting guy.
In general, it doesn't fucking happen though. I couldn't even tell you what it is because it's not like he's got the best chin in the world or the best like grappling defense or whatever. He's just there's nothing he does
that like a weird style, you know.
Yeah, there's nothing you look at him and you think, oh, he's really good there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, he's just kind of awkward, you know.
He's weird to describe. Like people just don't look good against him. Like Jack Hermansson's another one. Like you don't really look good against Jack Hermansson.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, Joe Pyfer, bro. He learned it. Yeah. He learned it the hard way.
Bro, do you know how many people have just switched off Joe Pyfer for good because of that? Bro, that's such a bad fucking look. I look at everybody else who's lost since then, to Joe Pyfer. And I think, can you guys not just watch that fucking game plan and fucking see it coming kind of thing? It's like Marc-Andre Barrio, like he's supposed to be a decision magnet. He don't really get fucking chinned. He got fucking knocked out in 1 round. After just seeing what has done, it's like, well, what are you fucking doing?
I know, but it's kind of like I don't know, like it's weird. Like I feel like Jack, he just fought really good in that fight. Like his defense was really good in those first.
He does this though, isn't it? He does this when it's like you ever hear the music, the Roy Jones music junior song, Carefree, stop. It's like Jack Hermansson gets in his groove certain fights and he looks fucking amazing. Like you fucking look at him how he fought against Chris Curtis. He looked like fucking prime Wonder Boy in that shit.
No, right?
Joe Pyfer, he looked good. Roman Delinsky, he fought like a schmuck.
Yeah, like bro, like what the fuck? Like
I watched the Sean Strickland fight. He didn't really do anything. He just let Strickland walk him down for 5 rounds.
Yeah. No,
the Esmond Shabazian fight. I've always told you, Esmond Shabazian's fucking dumb.
Yeah. Oh man.
Marvin Vettori, I don't even remember the Vettori fight, but fuck me.
He doesn't hit harder than Ngannou. Yeah, I mean he doesn't. I mean it's just like
they've become really obsessed with Francis Ngannou. You know, it's just like just leave them alone, bro. Like
I don't get it either, dude. Like, dude, that Dana White thing, like, okay, so like there is some truth to what he said. Like, you know, like during the build-up to the Francis Stipe fight, even Fernand Lopez, that was when they had the split. Like, Ngannou probably was feeling himself a little too hard. But like, dude, that was almost like 6 years ago. Like, people change.
Bro, to play devil's advocate, Dana White was the one who said in that fucking press conference, Francis Ngannou hits like a Ford Escort driving at fucking 80 miles per hour or whatever.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
that was Dana White who said all that shit.
Yeah,
bro. Like if someone said that about me, I'd get fucking excited too, bro. Like fucking, I'd be sipping the Kool-Aid as well. Like, about me, like it's just like it's become one of those things. But I think because not only did he didn't like Stipe at the time.
Yeah,
and if you remember, I don't know if you've seen it, but when he goes to put the belt around Stipe takes the belt off Dana.
Oh yeah, he told. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That's
obviously the bullshit that Dana was saying beforehand. They wanted him to fucking get killed, didn't it, basically, and have Francis as the guy.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then Francis had a staring contest against Derek Lewis. Supposedly Dana wanted to cut him, and I was like, bro, Dana, you weren't gonna cut him, bro. Like Francis was like 32 at the time, which is really young for a fucking heavyweight. You know as well as I do. Some of these bastards fight until they're 45. So they had a guy with power like that. People are too scared to fucking fight him, essentially. Like they're too scared to throw with him.
Yeah.
They had their heavyweight guy for the next 10 years, and the UFC fucked it up because for whatever reason they fucked it up.
I think well, you know, with him, it was weird. Like, so they really wanted to make that Francis Ngannou fight like hella quick. I think that was the goal, right? They wanted those two guys because it was a good, like, on paper, it looks like a great heavyweight fight, right? And it felt like the buildup was awesome, I remember. But I think the problem was they tried to push the Derek Lewis fight on Francis a little too early, and he said, "Nah, I want to chill a little bit after beating Stipe." And then that's what caused issues. And I think the biggest issue was the contract thing. I think because he was fighting 600, right, out his contract. They were like, yo, what is this guy doing? Why is he not like renegotiating with us, you know? So it was kind of a situation where like he did a Randy Couture on him, right? Where, you know, he basically fought out his contract and dipped, you know, on top kind of thing. And they don't like that. They hate it when people like, or like BJ, right? They leave with the belt, basically, you know, and that's what he did. He beat them because I'm telling you, bro, he was hurt for the Gane fight. They wanted him to lose. They were doing everything in their power. Dude, they were promoting this thing with like the old coach finally getting revenge. Like they wanted him to lose.
I remember that. It was honestly so it was crazy when I think about the way that fight played out. And I told you at the time though, like I gave him he had two knees that were shot to shit. He was wearing knee pads. The fact that he was able to do that and learn and close the gap in terms of the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu knowledge in such a short amount of time, which was nothing but scintillating. And even watching his recent fight as well with Renan Ferreira.
Oh, that clown.
With him and the personal tragedy he had with his son as well.
Yeah.
You just look at him and think, wow, wow, what a human being. Like outside of obviously his achievements in the octagon and shit like that, you just look at him and think, wow, what a human being. He's had it so hard.
Yeah.
The resilience, the character, the strength, the mental fortitude as well. So being able to put that at the back of his head and still do that and still perform in the manner that he did, just nothing but special, isn't it? So all props to my guy Francis, isn't it? So yeah. Honestly, bygones be bygones. You knocked out my boy Stipe. It fucking happens. But yeah, honestly, like aside from all of that, bro, it's just it's cool to just see like obviously he can have his own like happy ending, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's just like he got what he wanted. He got what he wanted in terms of like PFL wanted to do stuff for Africa, which is obviously like for me, like I've always loved like mixed martial arts and having to grow the sport. So when UFC are opening PIs in China and Mexico, that's so dope for me. And me and you have talked about UFC Africa for the longest, but it's never fucking happened. And now Drickus is fucking all of a sudden champ. Now all of a sudden they want to do an event in Africa.
The realest African we know, brother.
Bro, we have 3 fucking kings, bro. Like you forget about this. We could have had like one of the biggest fucking events ever, bro. But we've gotta keep it moving. But it's just with PFL Africa, with the health insurance and trying to get fighters a certain minimum of purses in PFL.
Yeah.
That's all good. I just don't know if long term they're going to be able to sustain it, bro. Because have you seen the numbers about that pay-per-view? It did like 10K.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, it's tough. Like, you can't compete. Like, it's like the same thing. They're gonna figure out like what happened with Bellator. They can't do pay-per-view. You just can't with him. You know, like they just. First of all, pay-per-view is like a dying model, but it's just you can't do it with the second-rate organization. Even though they got a better roster right now with Bellator, you still can't do it. You don't have the best fighters.
Even do you remember the Supercard, the PFL Bellator one? All the Bellator guys won.
Yeah, and I always said that Bellator was better than them, and people got like maybe like PFL has a better presentation than Bellator, but no, Bellator always had the better fighters.
Like I don't know, like PFL, like people tried talking about Ante D'Elia, like fighting Francis Ngannou. He fucking lost the belt straight away. Just like, well, that fight's not fucking happening. You said this guy was the guy.
Yeah, and also like it's very tough because like I feel like in other divisions, like the welterweight division right now in PFL can kind of compete with the UFC, and they've always had a decent welterweight division, but heavyweight outside the UFC is very tough. You know what I'm saying? AJ McKee got top respect. That was hilarious. that. Oh, and I told those motherfuckers.
I was gonna say, what's happening with Pitbull?
He's still champ. He taught that fucking Canadian punk motherfucker some respect. I forgot that guy's name.
I think he was fighting at fucking 125 or something stupid like that, you know.
No, so he cut down to 135, got top respect by Sergio Pettis, and then he went back up to 145. I think he fought I think on the Corey Anderson card where Corey, got the belt.
Saying here got knocked out to Chihiro Suzuki, bro. I never saw that fight, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, that was no, I remember that. That was in Ryzen. Yeah, that was a Ryzen fight. But he's on a win right now. He's on a win.
One fight win streak. Yeah, this guy talked the most about fighting Volkanovski.
I know that wouldn't have ended well for him. He did beat Chandler though. You got to give him that. He beat Chandler.
Yeah, but who hasn't chinned Michael Chandler? We've all seen Chandler in the UFC. As exciting as he's given us in terms of the fights, you just look at him and think the guy's just not top 5.
Bellator had Benson fighting for titles. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. But I mean, like, okay, so for instance,
we've still got Jason Jackson, though, isn't it? My fucking G.
Yeah, now if he was to go up to the UFC, I think he'd be top 5. I really do. I really,
he can do that well at welterweight. Welterweight's a bit.
I mean, the only guy that has a win over him, I think, is Colby Covington. A lot of people don't know that. That was a long time ago. But I mean, okay, him versus Jeff Neal. I think he could out wrestle Jeff Neal. Him versus Ian Gary. I mean, dude, they said he smoked Gary in the training room, So that's a rumor that's been going on.
I'm starting to think, bro, like he might be undefeated in the cage, but in the fucking training room, bro, it sounds like he's like fucking Sam Alvey or something, bro. Like everybody's fucking beating him in training.
Yeah. Yeah.
How the fuck's he undefeated, bro? I don't understand, but now all of a sudden the guy's fighting. He's in Oliveira's camp, innit? He's in shooter boxing now. We'll see how fucking long that lasts before he starts talking shit about them.
Yeah, I know. I think because his girl's Brazilian, right? I think.
Yeah. She's half.
Bader was double check.
Bro, how have I forgotten about Bader being fucking? That was crazy, bro.
Yo, that's wild, bro. Bro, you saw what my guy Corey did to that man, bro. When Corey went to Bellator, you saw that, bro. The difference on what a top 5 guy in UFC can do in another organization, bro, was crazy. When he's in that tournament, bro, it was scary hours for a lot of them dudes, bro. When he smoked Bader with the 1-2, yo, I was like, bro, I don't think I've ever been more hyped for a Corey fight ever, bro. That was
in all seriousness, did you not think Corey fumbled a bit? Because the clash of heads in the first Nemkov fight when he was
dude, he had that dude. We had him in the fucking bag, bro.
And then they had to rematch, and then he lost the second time. I just looked at him and thought there was never a better time to beat him, bro. And you fucked it.
Yeah, I know.
Like he never got crowned as the champion. I don't know if he fought in that champion series. I think he did.
No, he's currently so I think Nemkov, he's going up to heavyweight. I think that's the situation.
He looks small for heavyweight though. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Well, also Nemkov is a guy I think if he went to the UFC, he could legit compete. I really do, honestly.
I'd love the UFC to sign him, but the UFC I think they're gonna make a point of not really touching anybody from PFL or Bellator now, innit? They're just gonna hire people from. They do their contender series thing where they get these LFA guys who are like 4-0, 3 first-round finishes, and then sign them up and then fucking release them after 3 fights because they're all glass fucking cannons, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're all fighting their asses off because their contracts are like 10 and 10. They all fight for the 50 grand bonus, don't they? So they all fight stupid.
Yeah. Nemkov came to ATT, became better, and danced on Corey. Yeah, sadly. That is true. But Nemkov, though, the only reason why I think he won't be a UFC champion if he does come is, bro, that Yuri Prochazka fight. Did you ever see that fight? He
was very young, though, wasn't he? Very young.
Very disgusting performance. I can't forgive him for that one.
But fighters can look completely different, though, from one fight to the next. It's like,
I know, but I'm low-key holding that against him.
To play devil's advocate, Leon was 23 when he first fought Marty.
Yeah.
He was 33 when he fought him the third time. And they're both night and day performances.
Yeah. But I feel like you could personally see Leon beating Usman in that first fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of was like, oh, he just got a little hugged here. But if he had better takedown defense in these moments, he could make it interesting, Like, that's what I always like.
If you watch that first fight and you thought Usman was going to somehow learn how to fucking throw a jab and punch and put people's lights out, you think, fuck, this guy's going to get even better.
Yeah, that is true.
It's like Usman's improvements was a lot more of a scary proposition to think about because everyone was thinking about the threat of the takedown and how Like you even seen Colby's game plan in the second fight, man. Fuck, he didn't fight him. He didn't fight him the same way he fought him in the first fight.
Yeah, he didn't. No, it was different. I think the power a lot. I mean, obviously, coming off a scary case, like he smoked his homie. No matter however you want to look at it, he saw one of his closest friends, who's a striker, right, get like legit blasted. And yeah, it's a weird thing. Rakic needs to come to AT.
You think they still hate each other?
I don't know. I think
it's a weird one, isn't it? Because there's not been much publicity. Like they're talking about this legal stuff. I don't even know if anything's going on. I'm guessing that's why Colby hasn't fought. There's still legal shit to sort out. But yeah, man. It's just Collins and Gary. I need to see that fight now.
Yeah, that's the fight they need to make. Colby, I don't know. Like he's. I'm not gonna lie to you, Ed. He's kind of irritated me ever since the Leon buildup. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I'm not gonna lie. He made it really hard to be a fan of his, and then for him to perform the way he performed. I know he had an injury, but come on, bro. Like, dude, you knew the game plan. Like we just saw with Bilal Muhammad. That's what I thought Colby was gonna do to Leon, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know, if you're a Colby fan, you're more upset by the fact that this is the same guy with a broken jaw was outplayed in Usman.
Yeah, like
so you look at it and you go, where's that fight? Where's that hunger? Where's that? Right, do you know what I mean? Like
his corner sold. Yeah, they did. I think, and also another thing is like, dude, like it might hurt me to admit this, but ATT Colby is a lot better than MMA Masters Colby. I think I can finally definitively say that. Like, to be honest, like I'm all for guys finding their own personal place, their own personal gym, and having their own space. But I think Miguel Baeza as your main training partner is not a good look,
No, I hear that. It's also very unique for him to do that, though, because I don't think many fighters have their own, like, setup like that. I know Topuria like, obviously got his own setup and stuff, and everyone's talking about
his I mean, Topuria used to be with MMA Masters, and he dipped. He left for a reason,
But
we have made eBay see the light. ATT is number one. Bro, hey, no, it's still AKA, brother. Don't get it twisted.
From what I remember, though, Topuria in Florida, he gym hopped a bit, though, because I know he did a stint at ATT. Because
he did. It was Killcliff. It was Killcliff. Yeah,
I think he did one in one of those gyms because Jorge Masvidal fucking talked about him before he fought like David Jackson or someone like that. Jorge was like, "Watch out for this Ilia Topuria." Like he was, I was like, oh god. And then you watched him, and he was like, oh, he looks neat. Like when he boxed up David Jackson, you're like, oh, good, he's got power in his hands. And then I won't say this for the record though. Everyone thinks because I shit on him, like I do like his fights. Like I do enjoy. Obviously,
that's what I'm like. I don't understand. Like one of my friends, like Jalen, he hates him, but it's like, bro, like how? Like he has fun. I've never seen him in a boring fight. He killed Ryan Hall. Like, what more can you fucking ask from the guy?
He goes on like a dickhead though. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just
it's kind of like the character. I feel like it's kind of like a little bit of Connor and a little bit of his own spice to it. Like he's trying something out.
Is that what you're calling it? The chorizo Connor? Is that what you're calling it?
I can see it, man. I do see a lot of inspiration. As much as he says he hates or he dislikes Connor, I do see a lot of the inspiration from Connor.
Bro. When he took the belt off Volk in the press conference, that told me everything I needed to know.
Yeah.
No one's ever tried to do that shit since.
I know, bro. I think, dude, man, the thing with him, dude, it's fucking crazy, bro. They're gonna put that old man in there again, bro. Like that's so crazy. And I love Volk, but like, why are you trying to assassinate this man?
like Volk's trying to rush into it as well. I think Ilya says he's not going to fight in February, so when the fuck are they going to do it?
I don't know.
They got Diego Lopez be like, well, I'm not waiting. I'm going to fight Volk in February for an interim. You don't need to do an interim because the champ's defended.
Yeah.
Like, people just want to do. People just started to throw the interim thing about just to like, what's the word? Just so the UFC can look like it's got a title fight on the pay-per-view and it looks flashy and it can sell pay-per-views.
And then you get that moment where they put the belt around you too. So it's like it's kind of like a plus. You can kind of lie. Be like, I was world champion,
It's like one of those. Do you know what they'll do? They'll put a 3 or 4 title fight on there that nobody cares about. It'll be like Kayla and fucking Juliana Pena. They'll then put an interim of like Lopez and fucking Volk. It's like it's fucking pointless, man. Like, we don't need an interim because the champion's fit, he's healthy, he's defending. You just need to let him fight when his schedule fucking clears up, which is fucking rocket science. Like, how about looking at it and being like, our schedules don't align, fucking hold off. You're fucking, like, you don't need to rush anything.
No, I agree.
Like, 145's got a lot of fights to still play out. We've still got Yair and Arnold Allen next year. I think it could be triple. It is next year, isn't it?
And then you got obviously Mozart Evloev versus Aljo. All right, that's a big one. You know, so if Mozart does what he's supposed to do and takes that guy to the deepest part.
Bro, I thought you were all about being a patriot and like defending America against Russia and shit. Look at you fucking turncoating.
That guy is Jamaican. All right, one. Let's get that straight. So he doesn't represent America.
This fucking guy.
And two, we can't have Oscar award-winning actors fighting Ilya Taporia, bro. We don't need that, bro. We don't need that.
On a serious note, though, how upset are you gonna be when Aljo submits Ilya Taporia?
Dude, you're like, that's so funny. Like the fact, dude, like. You thought what happened to Bryce Mitchell was bad, bro? We're gonna put him in a fucking car accident, bro. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, we might end up submitting his sorry ass, if anything, you know. But I just I don't think
more chance of Ilya Taporia having a growth spurt than that happening. Okay.
Coming from the guy that used to fight at 135, I don't think we're worried. Okay, small dude.
I'll go when Algo gets the second bout. And then,
we own Jan. Oh my god! Oh, don't even remind me,
bro. He's fighting Figueiredo, ain't he? Is he not fucking booked?
I think so. Yeah.
Is it the China card or am I tripping?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be in China. We're getting it back, bro. We're gonna get that trilogy back somehow. Like that motherfucker is running away to 145, but we're gonna come up just for him.
Yeah,
just for him.
I remember when people would say, do you know what's crazy about this fight, though? This fight, everybody wanted to see this fight 5 years ago. Jan and Figueiredo, innit?
Yeah, when they both were champs. Yeah.
Yeah. And now we're going to see it. And then say that one of them smokes the other. Everyone's going to be like, see, I told you that fight was a waste of time. Look how fucking easy he did X, Y, and Z. Like, things like that always happen, innit? It's just like, I remember people saying about when Khamzat beat Usman. They're like, you see, Khamzat would have won the belt at 170. Look what he did to Usman. It's like, yeah. How about factoring the fact that he would have had to cut an extra 15 pounds? He would have been fucking depleted.
Yeah, but also it's
like in the first round. What would he gas out like in 170?
No, but you could also argue Usman went to a draw with him. You know, like that fight was close. Like, you know, so it's like it's kind of weird.
It depends on if you've scored it a 10-8 for Khamzat in it the first round, because I thought Usman won 2 and 3.
Yeah, no, I scored it a 10-8 for Chimaev, obviously, but I mean. The first, I mean, if that fight was 5 rounds, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so, but I think because it's just like, you know, the Weeper boy, Robert Whittaker, went out so bad.
I don't get why Usman just doesn't fight at 185, man. Given how good he looked against Khamzat, given what Khamzat's done since.
And he's beat Strickland, you know what I'm saying? So he has wins.
Win over Strickland. I said, did I not say this to you when Strickland won the belt? I said, you know what? Usman's got a fucking avenue. All he needs to do is potentially win one fight. And
yeah.
Say, I've beat this schmuck. I've got to win over the current champ. Fucking line me up for the second belt.
But dude, not gonna lie, for a second, I thought they were gonna give the title shot to Usman with Bilal. I like, you know, because they kept going back and forth, and then they ended up giving it to Shavkat. Do you think they do do you think they do an interim title fight? Like, you see, in that situation, that's where interim title.
They have to do an interim. I'll be honest. If you're the UFC, I've said to you, with December being a pay-per-view, and with interim fights, you kind of need a name to sell it. Yeah. Do better to ring up than Mr. Ian Coccardo, Gary, to fucking see out the last pay-per-view of the main card.
Yeah, get them some fans, maybe.
Get the fans, get some hype on the event. The numbers will be there. Bro, you can't do Shavkat and Sean Brady for an interim bout. You just can't.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can.
It has to be fucking just ring it. Like, if Colby Covington isn't going to take that fucking fight, and I doubt he will, and why would we have him back in the title picture after what's just happened? You either get my boy Rocky Edwards in there.
Yeah.
And then you turn around in March, April when they're going to do the UK fight.
Yeah.
And, Bilal Muhammad when he comes back after Ramadan. Or you do fucking Ian Gary. And then you have the turnaround in May, June. Probably May, because I imagine my logic would be, say Shavkat Ian, say they fought. Say hypothetically speaking, Ian won. with Ian claiming Brazil now all of a sudden because his missus is Brazilian. You have him fight on the May pay-per-view, which is gonna go to. They're gonna go to Brazil in May. I'm pretty sure they have done for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
You do Bilal versus fucking Ian Gary in Brazil.
Yeah.
Uva More, and then all that shit. They're gonna be chanting for Bilal's neck, and then they're gonna adopt Ian because he's Brazilian.
Yeah.
So,
That's weird.
honestly, there's so many ways that it can work. Like, I'll be honest, Bilal being out isn't the end of the world. There's so many things they can do.
Yeah, I know. I honestly, I kind of hope Leon kind of gets in there somehow. I want that one back, bro. Honestly, like, I know it's as a Leon fan, like,
I do think though there'll be 2 welterweight fights on the main card.
Yeah, because honestly, like Leon versus Shavkat, bro. Like, I love Shavkat. I think he's the truth, but dude, like Leon would.
If I'm Leon though, I need to fight another crotch sniffer for 5 rounds again. So I think you do Shavkat Gary, and then do Leon Sean Brady.
Oh yeah, I forgot about JDM. Yeah,
Sean Brady. JDM's not going to be ready, bro. Apparently his arm's still fucked, which is why he's been trying to fight till February, which is why they haven't been able to make Shavkat and JDM because neither of their schedules align.
Yeah. Which
is why they booked Shavkat in December instead of February, because they're just going to get those 2 the bout agreements done. So
yeah.
You do Shavkat, Ian Gary as the interim. You then do Leon and Sean Brady on the same main card. Say like Ian gets pneumonia all of a sudden and pulls out. You shove Leon right up there. Like, do you remember how they shuffled the card when Nate Diaz and fucking and they had all those welterweights and they didn't know what to do with them?
Yeah,
If you've got 4 welterweights on the main card, one of them pulls out. You slot one of them in. It's not a problem.
But who do you got? We got Nick Diaz and Vicente Luque, right? And
yeah,
that's some nasty work right there. Either of those guys fighting Shavkat would be disgusting, bro. But yeah, I don't know, man. Well, what do you think about them doing Alex Pierre versus Magomed Ankalaev on a short notice kind of situation? You think they'd be up for it?
I think they would be. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens though, because I think the UFC might strong on Ankalaev to take that fight and be like, if you're gonna fight for the belt, it has to be now.
Yeah,
because we can't wait. Because in their heads, they're gonna say, look, you're not gonna fight in January. February till March is gonna be Ramadan, and then you're gonna need 6 to 8 weeks.
Yo, Michael Chiesa versus Shavkat. Anyone? Hey, hold up. Let's run it. Fuck. I have the title fight. I have the title fight booked. All right. Yeah, guys, I got you. I got y'all. Bro, Michael the Maverick Chiesa versus Shavkat. You do not want this work. Bro, I didn't even know he was on the card. Oh my God. Yeah. Bye, Max Griffin. We're on to bigger and better things. I told you.
Oh, shit, he is fighting Max Griffin.
I told you, Ed. My 3 kings will be deemed as kings. Colby got the interim title, and we all know what he would have done to Woodley if they would have fought when they were supposed to fight. Leon got the belt, right? That's all that matters. Now, Chiesa, it's Chiesa's time to shine, baby. Okay? Give us the title fight. We were top 5 until we got fucking Vicente Luque fluked. All right, a Darce choke on us, but it doesn't matter. Give us our title shot.
Do you think they'll have Usman fight for an interim? Because Usman's the name we didn't mention.
Yeah, well, who cares, bro? No one cares about him.
But you know Usman though. Usman's funny, bro. He's been training with Team Elevation for fucking 5 years. Yeah. When they started talking to him about Shavkat when he was up the rankings, oh no, I'm a Killcliff fighter. He's my friend. We're teammates. Yeah. You didn't say that when you jabbed Burns' head off, did you?
Yeah.
Fucking funny guy, you know. Now he's got someone in there who can knock his block off. He's like, actually, never mind. I'm actually a Killcliff fuck now. But yeah.
Honestly, like, dude, man.
Like, welterweight's very weird because Leon's not booked, Usman's not booked. Shavkat is booked, but needs a dance partner. Madalena won't be ready till February.
Yeah.
So he's on ice. Sean Brady's not booked. Colby Covington's not booked. I've just listed you fucking 5 fighters that aren't booked.
Yeah.
Ian Gary's not booked. Bro, we've got 5-6 welterweights there, bro. UFC can. We're gonna get to. We'll get 1, if not 2 welterweight fights.
It's October, right? Oh yeah, happy Halloween, guys. My bad, I forgot to say that. So
and it's only 6 weeks out. 6 weeks is more than enough time to get a camp going.
Yeah, so they can get somebody. I think I don't know, man. I think in my head, it might be Usman because he just brought him up, but I'm hoping Leon. If I'm Leon, this is Leon's chance. I'm not gonna lie, bro. This is his fucking chance to get back in title. Because, like, I mean, after July, what did people say? We don't want to see him fight for a belt ever again. He's done.
If he beats Shavkat, the guy that everybody's fucking glazing, this undefeated guy who can't be beat.
Yeah.
Like, Bilal said something about he wouldn't fight Leon again. It's like, bro, like, he did you a favor fucking taking that fight, especially
dude, if we whoop Shavkat, now you gotta fight us, motherfucker.
Yeah,
let's run it back.
Especially, bro, people forget how hard that was. A rough watch for us, you know. We had to watch that at 6 a.m. Like,
yeah, I know that's
that was rough for us, you know. Like, but I think they're gonna do 2 undefeated welterweights. I think they're gonna market it as 2 undefeated welterweights in the title fight.
Yeah, well, now
unless they're adamant on making Gary and Colby Covington, and they're gonna wait that out. That's the only thing I can see stopping them making Ian Gary. But if they say to Ian Gary, look, do you fancy fighting Shavkat? And he says, who? The guy who fucking knocked my ass out in sparring? No thanks, and puts the phone down.
Yeah.
Leon. I think it's that simple. I think they'll get Leon. I think they'll get Leon in there if Ian Gary doesn't fucking accept it. But I think it's Ian's fight to lose, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
it's his fight if he wants it. If he wants to sign on a dotted line, because you know as well as I do, for marketing and social media, even if it's an interim, the opportunity for Ian Gary to have a gold belt wrapped around his waist is going to do numbers for social media.
Yeah, and it kind of finally gets his name out there, like, which he's needed, you know? Because he's always like, I feel like he's always like danced with being a star, you know? And they've had him on pay-per-view, so like obviously they do believe in him.
Because he does and says stupid shit, that's why.
Yeah, ESPN, MMA, Twitter, Pierre. Oh wow, let me see this shit. See if something finally got.
He was supposed to fight at the same card as Colby Covington, isn't it?
Damn, Alex is saying he's calling.
Yeah. I'm guessing that fight's done then, but Alex Pereira's had that fucking injury with his foot for 2-3 fights now.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think? You think Magomed? Do you think Magomed Ankalaev, right? Let's say we do Magomed Ankalaev, Alex Pierre, right, at 310. Do you think Magomed wrestles? He has to, right?
You have to wrestle. Like, from what I've seen of him on the feet, if I'm honest with you, I think Alex fucking kills him on the feet.
Yeah.
I just look at the way Yan neutralized him on the feet. And I think Alex just hits that fucking hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
People have been talking about this southpaw myth about Alex, right? But it's like he's just fought Khalil and Jamal in 2 of the last 3 fights.
Yeah.
So the southpaw thing isn't going to be an issue. I'll be honest, bro. Like, Ilya Topuria was my fighter of the year, but if he fucking knocks out Ankalaev, I'm gonna have to change my pick.
I know, right? 4 fights in a year, 4 title fights in a year.
People say I'm biased shit. I can be biased, and I make a lot of comments that people's expensive. But I'm also, when people ask me in all seriousness, what's my knockout of the year or what's my fighter of the year, I always say it's like, I always give the objective truth, don't I?
Yeah.
I don't like Ilya, but he's definitely the fighter of the year.
Yeah, I agree. I think Alex, I think he's just like really running these guys through the dirt, you know, like
even making 205 look fucking stupid, man. It's just
it's fucking bad, right?
How the fuck do you knock out? Like, say hypothetically speaking, he's knocked out 3 in a row.
Yeah, he's basically beat a lot of the top 5.
He beat Yuri, Hill, Khalil, Jan Blachowicz. He's got 5 wins at fucking. He's got 5 wins at 205 already, bro. I'm gonna look it up on Wikipedia. When's his first fight?
Yeah, blood was going life and death until Khalil forgot how to block a jab.
In fairness, the altitude also played a factor, though. But Khalil, we haven't talked about it. Khalil was a fucking dog for that fight.
Yeah, no, that was a great fight. I enjoyed it. It was like only, and that's the thing. There's a reason why we forgot to talk about that. Because that card was garbage. One, and I think that and Buckley fighting Wonder Boy are the only 2 things that saved that card. Obviously, Alexander Hernandez winning a fight too. Let's not forget about that. The great ape baby was back in business. But yeah, like the card was so bad, so that's why like I kind of ignored it. But yeah, I mean, I think the boxing. I think that's the thing. Like, because you see Pierre, he spars with a lot of boxers. He gets a lot of boxing work, and I think that's what separated them. You know,
Do you
like
want the? I've just had a look at the dates. He fought Yab Lahovich in July 29th, 2023.
Yeah.
He fought Khalil in October 5th, 2024. In 15 months, he's managed 5 wins. So Yab Lahovich, Prohaska, Jahil, Prohaska, and Roundtree.
Yeah.
So a fight every 3 months.
Yep. So I mean,
and if he fights again in December, it'll be 17 months, 6 fights. So just under every 3 months, that'll be, which is fucking crazy. Bear in mind, 2 of those fights is in Salt Lake.
Yeah, right. That's wild. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. I forgot about that.
This guy's a fucking stud, man. Fuck. Like, it's just one of those you think, why the fuck did you not sign him sooner? Obviously, he wouldn't have been ready, but.
I mean, he's beating time right now, so I got to give him that, bro. Like, he's actually out here fucking surviving it. Like,
he's fucking making bread though, ain't he? Fucking
yeah. So
I hope the UFC are paying him nice though. It's not one of those Chuck Liddell situations, bro. Like, I know Chuck Liddell got paid decent in these days, but it's like you look at the damage he did and the money problems he said he had after the fact.
Yeah, but they continue to pay him though, right? Like I remember Dana actually kind of took care of him a little bit.
Yeah. He gets endorsed still, doesn't he? Innit? It's a bit like you know, in WWE when the legends retire and shit, and they get like them endorsements and they get looked after post retirement and shit like that.
Yeah,
like Bret Hart and all those kind of schmucks.
Yeah,
they still get bread after they retire, innit? They sign those deals. Where it's like
it's incredibly hard sport, bro. Like, you know, I don't know if I ever told you this, but the boxing gym I used to go to, like this was 2 years. Like I wasn't really going there consistently because I kind of didn't like it. But like when we were at like a different spot, it was like a half a pro wrestling gym and a half a boxing gym. And the reason I didn't like it is because the ring was kind of bouncy, but it still was hard, but it was a little bouncy. That's the only thing I didn't like about it. But bro, what those guys, you know, put their bodies through, like I saw their practice. It's insane. Like they're doing like 1,000 fucking like jumping squats, 100 push-ups, like something like nuts, right? I don't know if they just do that to weed out some people. I don't know if that's their kind of like entryway, and then they kind of work on the art, you know. But it's an incredibly hard thing to do. So like, yeah, they do.
I can imagine. I'm looking great at 180, 185. I can't wait to fucking.
Yeah.
So I'll get ready for UFC Spain next year, man. I told you.
Pantoja is gonna smoke Asakura if he makes 125 comfortably. He's getting old, so the cut is getting tougher. That's why I'm making it more close recently. What do you think about that? Kai Asakura getting a title shot off his first or without even fighting his
debut. I'll be honest, because I've never been the sort of person who would be like, oh yeah, I've seen this guy fight from a different promotion. If I've never seen him fight before in my life. When he got announced, I looked him up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Some of the shit I was seeing, I was like, bro, like he's gonna get DQ'd. Like he's not really set up any of his finishes outside of like soccer kicks and all this other and stamps and all this other stuff. And you're just like, bro, you can't do any of that shit in the UFC. Like,
like he got smoked. Did you ever see him fight a cop? Like he got smoked by cop in the rematch, you know? So it's kind of interesting. I think he's good because he brings such a wild style. Like, but
everyone's talking about. I think they've just brought it for the audience, bro. They need someone to sell in like South Asia, isn't it? Really?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's also.
But they've just brought in because obviously they lost TKZ and they've aside from Shangwei Li, they've got no one to fucking sell over there. I'm supposed everyone's telling me that Yan's half Chinese. I don't even know if that's true though. People fucking with me, but I don't know. Like Peter Yan.
I could see it, but he obviously looks a little more Russian than Chinese. You know what I'm saying? I can
someone said that to me once. I was like, I have no idea if they're fucking trolling or not because I've never heard anything about him being Chinese.
Oh, I think
it's the name, isn't it?
Yeah. No, that's true. It's hard to see, but I don't know, like. I do feel you on it, though. I do feel you on it. What was I going to say, though?
I'm not that excited about the fight, though. But I'm not really that excited about fucking Albazi and Moreno either, though.
Chinny Nicolau losing to bums, boring bum guck. I do. Yeah, I saw that, bro. That was harsh. I didn't.
Yeah,
that was it.
I'm at the point where it's just 125. It's just they're just honestly because they signed that English kid from the Contender Series.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I'm not really that interested to see what's going on.
Well,
Jake Hadley's been cut as well, and I'm like, fuck's sake. We lost the UK.
The thing is, like, Figgy, in my opinion, was keeping that division alive. I don't care what no one says, but he was. All right.
You're not wrong, though. And I've never disputed that once, have I? And I really thought when they did the whole Moreno's champ, Grasso's champ, Yair's champ, we've got Mexico, half of Mexico's got a belt now, all this stuff. You thought, okay, cool. Moreno's finally got the belt. Just to fucking lose it again. It's like, oh, fuck's sake, man. You've done nobody no favors. That division isn't interesting. Like, it's just not. Like, and Pantosia's beat everyone to the point where you're like, you look at the rankings now. Cap is coming off a loss as well. So even him fighting for a belt wasn't good. We all know why they didn't want to give it to Makayev.
Yeah.
Royval's looked good. But Royval's
lost twice. Yeah, he lost twice.
He's lost twice. Kai France, maybe if he gets another win, he's back up there. Tatsuro Taira is coming off a loss and he's too young right now.
Yeah.
Alex Perez has got somewhat of a resurgence, but he's just lost one of the fights he lost to Makayev. I didn't think he lost that fight, by the way, but Urseg, who had massive stock in the chat after his performance against the champ.
Dude, no, people really liked him, and
people liked Urseg.
He got exposed.
People liked Urseg. Kai France knocks him out in one round. So how fucking stupid does the champion look when he can't when Kai France has dusted him in one round?
Yeah,
it's just a division that honestly, I can't wait the day they cut down midget MOA. I know Dana's with me on this, bro. I mean, I've been campaigning to cut that division for years, man, and there's just nothing about that division that makes me think, oh, can't wait to see this. Can't wait to see how this plays out. Can't wait to see how that plays out. So I'm literally waiting for that lonely guy. I'm literally waiting for that lonely guy to start fucking fighting his way through the rankings.
Yeah, that's it, right? But I do feel you on it. Like I had a lot of high hopes for like someone like Cop. I thought Cop could sell, because he's like he does have like a personality to him, and he can scrap. But like the problem is he's so low output and he's so like KO dependent sometimes, which hurts him, and that's what kind of killed him, I think. Yeah. But I think
they did not capitalize on him though. With him going back and forth with Izzy and all the rest of it, and then Kai pulling out of the fight, bro, they could have done something with him, man. Like, I know it's just I look at Manel Cap and I just think he had so much hype after that press conference and everything else.
Yeah.
He then went on and he beat Felipe dos Santos. And then they needed someone to fight in May for that card.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did they have not thrown him on it? Instead, they just had him tried to book him against Nicolau twice.
Yeah.
And then, the Nicolau fight fell through. Why not have thrown him on the title fight?
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where like, and then also Pantoja does have a win over him too.
They booked him against someone they knew wasn't a winnable. They booked him against someone they knew was a hard fight for him and a guy that they didn't like.
Yeah, that's true.
So what they did was they had the guy that they didn't like beat one of their most credible fucking contenders, a guy that could have been marketed and a guy that talks. They made him lose to a crotch sniffer and then cut the crotch sniffer. And it's like, well, you've just killed two contenders.
Yeah, that was stupid.
I lost two contenders doing that. Did you want to piss me off more about that fight?
Yeah.
They threw more punches outside of the fucking octagon than in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
all of these cheap shots and these attacks outside of the cage before the fucking fight was scheduled.
Oh, so okay, can let me talk to you about this. So let's talk about Makayev actually, because I don't think I've ever really spoken on him too highly. I do feel like I do kind of. I mean, it's a tough situation for me to look at it because he did fight out his contract, so he was playing a game. He was playing a certain game. Like he's trying to probably get a bigger contract in his next fight, and it just didn't go his way. But I don't know. Like, do you think they should have let him go, or do you think they should have kept him?
Me personally, because of his age and everything else, I'll be honest. I've never disputed the fact that I think he's a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
But I think the UFC looked at him and thought he's not worth the hassle. Like, he must cause them so much headaches behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, I mean, we kind of heard about it, right? Like a lot of like backstage fights. I mean, one with Cop, like I think twice, right? One in the Apex, one in the what's it called?
Bro, there was two fights. There was two fights and one sneak attack.
Yeah,
3 incidences, bro. That's embarrassing.
I know, man. It's such a weird situation with him because it's like, I see some talent. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not bad. He's not a bum. I wouldn't call him a bum, but
I am very confused though because they're the same guys who want to propel Umar to a title shot, but it's like Makayev is copy and paste. Like
yeah,
if you
right.
want people from that region and you want to build up that market, then you keep Makayev, no?
Yeah, and then also I do want to see him like I do want to see him lose. You know, like he's kind of like a bit of a cheater. You know, like the shit with like Cop with him like pulling down his pants was kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there is interest. Like I want to see him fight. Like maybe just like to see him lose.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, like I kind of feel bad for him because it's like, man, like
in fairness though,
it's kind of like it's tough. Like he's basically like a contender, like a number one contender, honestly. Now they're in this weird situation where they got Brandon Royval killing all the contenders, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
I honestly think you've got like I'm not gonna say Pantoja's on the way out because obviously he's still phenomenal and he's beat everyone. Yeah. But if you've got a man who's 23 and Pantoja's what 34, I'm guessing. I'm gonna look this up now. My guess is 34, yeah, bang on. He turns 35 in April. If you've got a man who's 22, 23, 24 years old, who's a decade younger than Pantoja,
yeah,
like who's capable of not only competing but winning a belt, why cut him? I'll be honest, my only conclusion is he's got to have been that much of a pain in the ass. Like he probably caused them so many headaches, and they probably looked at him and gone, "Do you know what? We're doing all of this for a fucking crotch sniffer, bro. Like, doesn't give us good fights."
And then he kind of outed them, right? Like he told people that they were telling him that he needs finishes, you know?
Yeah. But he fucking did need finishes. Like, what the fuck was he like? I mean, I don't know, because he did finish fights. He just didn't look.
The only fight where I was ever really truly impressed with him was when he fought Tim Elliott. I give him that. He looked, even though Tim was landing takedowns, like there was moments on the ground where he looked like a killer, you know? And he just like sliced and got the arm triangle in and just showed levels. But at the same time, I do think he's kind of young, you know? So maybe this is a blessing in disguise for him. And
I think Dana's always said he personally didn't have the issues. It was the matchmakers.
Yeah.
But I've just said to you, the matchmakers caused their own headaches because they paired him up against Cap. Yeah. Should have never done that.
I know, man. That was a weird fight for them to do.
We're not saying this in hindsight. Be honest, yeah. When they were looking for a fighter to fight on the May card, did we not say Cap should have been fighting for that belt?
No, you know what they should have done? They should have switched it. They should have had Kai and Cop fight, and they should have had Urseg and Makayev fight. That's what they should have done. Honestly, that would have been better.
It's like they gave Urseg, who's number 10. The fact they overlooked Makayev and they went all the way to number 9, number 10 shows you how much they fucking disliked him.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. Stylistically, it ended up being a better fight, you know. So they did like kind of they were right. Like
that's not why they did it, though. You know as well as I did. That's not why they did it.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
because let's be real, they could have easily had that fight. Say Makayev potentially won that belt, turned around in October and had the second fight and given. And I've said to you before, like what we could have done with Pantoja was be like, I know this is not ideal. And I know you're getting paid peanuts to take this fight. But if you lose, you're guaranteed a rematch and we'll give you a bigger purse.
Yeah.
That's all they had to fucking do. It didn't take fucking rocket science to fucking sort it. But they didn't want Makayev. He probably did some shit behind the scenes, but I'm telling you, he's probably a dickhead. Like
he probably was trying to fight out his contract too. So like that's probably why they didn't want to give him the title shot, because they were like, all right, if we give him the title shot and he fights out his contract, like, what does he do? Like, he's gonna try to really ask for a lot of money that he doesn't deserve, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like one of those weird.
The worst thing you can have is him holding the. You've probably got a point there, because I think the Cap was the last fight in his contract, isn't it?
Yeah, he should have negotiated. Like, I don't know what they were offering him, but
they probably couldn't have him fight in May, because if the last fight on his contract was for the belt and he'd won the belt, that would have left him in a sticky situation.
Yeah. And
I hadn't thought about it like that. That's interesting, but
I just think I feel bad. No, I do feel bad for him, because
I don't feel bad for him because he's the one fucking running around punching people. Like, you're a grown adult. He's a grown adult, though. Am I wrong, though?
No, you're not. You're not. But you know, the thing is, it's like
he's a grown man, bro. Like,
you know, he is a grown man. But it's just like when you see like talent like that get thrown away, like you want to see him get thrown away because they weren't good enough, right? Like that's usually that's the fairest way not to get an opportunity. But when you see talent that is good enough and they get thrown, at the end of the day, all it does is really hurt the division, you know? Even with him in it or him out of it.
UFC have never cared about 125 though. So
yeah, that is true.
Never cared. Have you heard about they wanting to introduce a new 3 or 4 weight class?
Dude, I'll protest.
No, they're talking about bringing atom weights in.
For what? For 105? Like, what do I need to see some 105 girl fight, bro?
Bro, we can't get 165, which we asked for. Like we've done this show for what, 3 years?
Yeah.
We can't get 165.
Fucking champion by now if we had that. All right.
We can't get 165 here, where my boy Leon could be champ. 165, 175. Yeah. But I have to see fucking 105 before 165. I tell you what, the first thing that's gonna come on that post the day they fucking announce that, yeah, because all they're gonna do is just get, because you know in China and Korea and those places, the ladies are a bit smaller in it. They're most of their division is going to be made from them, I imagine.
Yeah, that's
and
what
Thailand and places like that kind of demographic. I guarantee you, yeah, when they post that on social media, we've introduced the atom weight class. The first comment and the top comment's going to be, "Where the fuck is 165?"
Yeah, I know, bro. Like, no one wants to see that. Dude, even like, bro, I'm telling you, bro, like, what was it? Was it fucking it was UFC 307 when fucking Juliana Pena and Raquel Pennington was on? I didn't watch it. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't watch it. I refused. I have a better thing to do.
I didn't see that fight. I couldn't even tell you. Apparently Pennington got robbed. But I just thought, but I just see it as whoever's got that belt spit shine it because Kayla Harrison's coming for it, bro. That's kind of how I looked at that fight.
Of course a dude would do that to another girl. Of course that guy, Kayla Harrison's gonna go and go on a fight against Juliana Pena and win. It's a dude, bro.
You think they're baiting Nunes to coming back?
Yeah, they have to. I mean, that's probably like the biggest fight they can make. Like, I mean, you got to think about it, bro. This is, dude, Raquel Pennington versus Juliana Pena, bro. How low have we got for those females? Like, you know, I don't even like give a fuck about Ronda, but like, you remember they used to like main event pay-per-views with that bitch, right? Like, she had some type of aura. These hoes did not have.
Do you know how hard it was? Do you know how hard it is to sell a milli?
Bro, it is. And them hoes had negative aura, bro. Like, you have to do a lot for me to turn off the TV and me to like do like rounds around my neighborhood, just walking, like talking to people, like trying to find something to do for 30 minutes. You know, if I had a dog, I'd be walking that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, have you've got a jump rope? I take it. You could just jump rope in the living room. I take it.
No, that's what next time. That's what I'm gonna fucking do, bro.
Just jump rope, bro.
Tell you what is this? I was like, nah, come on, man.
I might lose the weight a lot easier if I learn how to jump rope. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I need to learn though.
Yeah, no, what was I gonna say? But yeah, I'm like, bro, no one wants to watch some dude like Juliana Pena can't throw straight punches properly, bro. Like, she's like, it's like she's swimming, bro.
It's like if you've ever done the butterfly stroke where you're moving your arms forwards like that, that's how she throws punches, bro.
Bro, exactly. My case in point.
I'll be honest, bro. She the way she fights reminds me of Dricker so much.
Yeah, no.
I know people think I'm fucking taking the piss, but Dricker's fights exactly like Juliana Pena, you know.
But at least like with him, it's like I don't know, like there's more action. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not as like. I don't know, bro. He does something else that she doesn't bring to the table. But it's ridiculous, bro. I refuse. I'm not gonna watch it. You know.
Did you read Fuego's comments? Was begging for your job on social media. Yeah, but you can't do that. Like, you can't do that, bro. Like, you just try to negotiate with other companies, yeah, for a contract. You can't then beg the UFC publicly on the internet, bro. It just makes you look.
I think, well, you know, he got hit with a dose of reality because the guy from PFL said we're not even really interested in him.
Bro, they don't even have a 125 division. So it's just, even if you're Makayev, how fucking stupid do you look though?
Yeah. It's pretty bad. Like, I think his best bet is like Bellator, maybe. I don't think Bellator. I think Ryzen, right?
Yeah. I think he signed with Brave, the Middle Eastern organization now.
Yeah, he's back to square one. That's where he started.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
He's not even going to be making. I don't. He's not even going to be making 10 and 10 there, bro. This is fucking embarrassing. Like he's absolutely. He's just let greed get the best of him. Like if you look, you got to be able to use the self awareness, bro. He must have known in his head. I don't have the most exciting fights.
Yeah.
My bosses aren't too happy with me right now. If I see out my contract, whatever contract they give me, just sign it because what else? I'm not getting anything better anywhere else.
Yeah.
But it's just fucking each their own, innit? And you should have just. I don't know what to tell you, bro, but I think he played it horribly.
No, I mean, I've never seen someone get done like this. That's a top 5 guy, you know.
Bro, but he had no credit in the bank either, which didn't help him either. It's not like he was like, I don't know, like Jerome when Shane Burgos left, he was top 10. Dana wished him all the best.
No, but I'm not gonna lie. Like the Shane one, it made sense because like we saw what Shane could do, you know, type shit. Like we knew that Shane wasn't gonna go win a belt. I think there were some hopes in the beginning of his career, like, oh, this guy looks kind of nice. But then we saw him fight the Caters, the Edson Barbosas, and it was like, all right, okay, there's obviously he has a ceiling. But like the one, you know, it really does remind me of is like Gegard Mousasi, right? Because I was like, oh, if Gegard fights the One-Eye Bandit, it's a wrap. You know, because
you've never let that go. That's why you fucking don't like Bisping, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's a wrap, you know. So it's like because you know, but Bisping, I didn't realize at the time he was on fucking witness protection. You know what I'm saying? They were like making sure he wasn't fighting no one. So
can I ask you a question though? Remind me how many defenses Luke Rockhold has.
Oh wow, yeah, you're hanging on a thread with Dan Hendo Henderson, who was probably like 68 years old, right? You know, they talk about Jake Paul fighting old people, but really he learned it from the best. Michael Bisping did it first. You know what I'm saying? Like, like that guy.
Doesn't your boy need money? He's still fighting in this karate fucking organization. The same
way. He's winning. Did you see our hook? They talk about the Alex Pereira hook, but I talk about the Luke Rockhold left hook, baby. All right. Okay. All right.
But, bro, his middle name is Skyler. That's a fucking stripper name. I didn't know his middle name is fucking Skyler.
Whatever, brother. Whatever. Well, yeah, shut your mouth, okay? But but like when I saw Gegard, it's a little different than Micaiah because Gegard was on more like in his prime, so he kind of got dirty a little worse. But like I remember I was watching this and I'm like, he just beat Chris Weidman, right? Controversial or not, he beat him, right? And I'm like, oh shit, like he has a real chance to finally get into that belt. And then basically contract negotiations just didn't go well, and you know, he tried to get the Rockhold fight or the Jacare rematch, or not the trilogy actually, and it just didn't work out. And then Bellator came out the woodworks and gave him a contract. But with Makayev, it's a little different because it's like it's not like he went to like fucking Bellator. You know,
crazy. Though. I've just looked at his record now that you've said that. He's got 4 finishes in a row: Santos, Belfort, Uriah, Weidman.
Yeah, like he was like fucking like I mean
they're all within first 2 rounds as well, and you just look at it and you're like, fuck, why have you cut someone like that?
Yeah, like that's what it kind of reminds me of, but like Gegard was just a little worse because like that division at the time, it was so stacked, bro. When Gegard was in it, Yoel Romero was doing good, Jacare was doing good, Rocco was just coming off the loss to Bisping. Bisping finally had some respect because he had a belt.
That division, if I'm thinking correctly,
Robert Whitaker was in it too. Like
Robert Whitaker was a bit young then, but it was Bisping was up there, Mousasi was up there, Weidman, Rockhold, Jacare was up there, and then you had the other 2 in the background, which was like Yoel was fighting like Tim Kennedy back then, and you then had Robert Whitaker was coming through, but he was still very young. Uriah Hall was like a mainstay in that division, but he was talked as the next big thing, but he didn't click really. Same with Calvin Gastelum. Like middleweight back then was from top to bottom. The level there was no, you know how you look at light heavyweight and you look at number 10 compared to number 15, there's a massive drop off. Middleweight wasn't like that. Middleweight used to be really fucking good from top to bottom.
Yeah. They all had guys that could like make runs, you know, like and then they lost it because I kind of blame both Michael Bisping and Robert Whitaker at the same time because they just I
think GSP fucked everything up though.
I blame that fucking Canadian too. Yeah, him too. But,
I think because GSP threw the belt, and I think GSP and Robert Whitaker would have been such an interesting watch.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Thankfully, it didn't happen.
Tell
But
you what, tell you what, though, the division played itself out because we didn't have a clear champion and a clear like best middleweight, did we?
and then the rise of the evil Adesanya came through. I'm hella late. Ilya, the best boxer in the UFC. I mean, of course.
No,
at this point,
we're not having this bullshit, bro. He got outboxed for fucking 2 rounds, bro. Like,
well, we found the shot. Did you? What? What you gonna say?
Max was drinking before the fight started doesn't mean he fucking. Nah, I'm joking though. Nah, he is good. It's I watched it. I've just gone back and watched these. Is it Zalal he fought? Or am I tripping?
The first fight where he wrestled, right?
Yeah. I've watched that, and I've watched a couple of his earlier fights since obviously last weekend. The way his hands look now compared to when he first came it's
night and day, right? Yeah.
Fucking. And he's been in this division. He's been in this promotion? 4 years? 5 years?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
4 years is nothing considering he came to this promotion at 23 years old. By the way.
Yeah.
I think people forget this as well. And that first fight he had was very short notice. He took it on like 6 days notice.
Yeah.
Like to see someone who's developed that quickly, you just look at him and think, wow, the sky is really the limit for him. And even what I was saying to you about the endorsements he's getting from Real Madrid, which is one of the biggest football clubs in the fucking world, if not the biggest football club in the world. And then Dolce & Gabbana posted up posts about him and his missus and him getting sponsored by DNG. That's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, like, he's him. He's him. I think,
bro. If Michael Adidas hit him up, look, that's it, bro. Like, it's clear.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think like who's a better boxer. Like, obviously, people bring up Dustin Poirier, but I mean, at moments, I ain't gonna lie, Islam was giving him some hands. You know, I'm not gonna lie.
You heard about Dustin? You seen Dustin tweet at Ilya Topuria?
Yeah, bro. He don't want that smoke, man. He can. Yeah, enjoy fighting Rafael Fiziev, brother. In Lafayette, Louisiana. Or whatever.
I don't get how Fiziev can lose the Gaethje, get rewarded with a Poirier fight, lose to Gamrot. I don't get why he's getting rewarded such these high level fights. This is a guy who went life and death with Bobby Green, might I add. My boy Paddy subbed him in 1 round.
Yeah, I know that's why. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I remember
that. I know you're gonna laugh, but am I wrong though?
No, you're not. You're not.
I'm just looking at it.
But I've always thought Fiziev was super overrated. I just feel like you got a lot of so you got to understand the sport of MMA. So it's kind of like you got 2 fan bases. You got like hardcore jiu-jitsu nerds that watch the sport, and then you got hardcore like Muay Thai guys that watch the sport, right? Or like that's what they prefer to watch, the striking, you know? And I just think it's interesting that like you'll see both sides kind of argue with each other, but like we know what you like. That's why you like this guy, you know, type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah.
I just don't understand why he gets to fight number 4 when he's lost to number 8 and he's lost to number 3 and number 8. It makes no sense to me. Like
when he got KO'd by Mustafa Magomedov, or I think that's or Magomedov. I don't know how to say his name, but when he got knocked out by I was like, he's not that good. I just don't see it. And then he has that fight against Mark Dukesky, and he does that little Matrix thing, and they're like, everyone's like, oh my god, he's the future. And then like honestly, his best performance ever was against RDA. That's all. That
was a really good fight. He's only had, for me, the Moicano fight and that one.
Yeah, that one is aged well for him. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's a good one.
But Moicano's just realized he hasn't got the chin or the striker, so he's just been laying on for people in it pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, he fights like Chiesa.
Yeah, I know, right?
He fights like Chiesa.
At the Ghost book.
If you're Fiziev, you just give him fucking Beneil Dariush or Jalen Turner. You don't fucking give him like if you're Paddy Pimblett, he's not gonna fight that far down in the rankings. Paddy Pimblett's probably gonna get a bigger fight anyways.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they're keeping Beneil warmed up for Paddy. I could be wrong.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, either you do for Paddy, I mean, I kind of want to see the Moicano fight because it's such an interesting scrap because it's actually kind of close in a way, you know, because they do match up like really good. You know, Paddy has a power advantage, but I think Moicano's a more technical striker than him to a certain degree. And then
the thing is, though, Paddy's good, and not only is he good off his back, he's very comfortable off his back. Like he's not gonna try and rush and scoot and get his back taken because he wants. If he's on his back, he's not going to rush to get up and then give up his back, kind of thing. Like he's comfortable being on his back.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then on the ground, it can be interesting because like when he fought Benoit Saint-Denis, I thought it was going to be like super competitive. Like the first 2 rounds, scrambles were going to be nice. I didn't think someone was going to get dealt like that, you know, like either side. I didn't think Benoit was going to beat him half to death at 10-8. I thought maybe Benoit might get him in the later rounds, but I didn't think like what Mocanho just did to him. I didn't think he was going to do that to him in the first round, which was nuts, bro. He legit
That's just crazy as well.
Beat the shit out of him.
I'm looking at Benoit and thinking, fuck, I got that one so horribly wrong. He was my one to watch at 155 this year, and he's gone 0-2, and he's been finished in both fights.
Yeah, I mean, well, to be honest though, was it the second round? I actually gave him the second round. I thought he was kind of like working his way back in the fight, but it's just that eye was just so like just destroyed, you know. Like,
Benoit, bro, I'm not gonna lie, you need to take some time off and come back in. What?
Yeah.
November, December, January, February.
Well, I felt like the way he was fighting originally was really smart. He's putting pressure on guys and just like grappling guys to death, you know, with just straight cardio, and I liked it, but I think with Mocanho, he tried to like outstrike him. I think that was the goal. And he kind of looked stupid, you know, because he's not a technical guy at all. He's a guy that
he's not a volume puncher either.
Yeah, he doesn't have good boxing. Like, honestly, if you actually watch him fight, he's a guy that puts pressure on you. He overwhelms you with volume. And then when you try to counter, he shoots a takedown. And that's how he kind of breaks you down. And then he breaks, like that's his game, you know. He's a better grappler offensively than a striker at all, but his striking is nice because it works in a like kind of like a volume.
Moicano's one of those guys where he's been around enough that he's got the same deficiencies as before. It's like nothing hasn't changed in that regard.
Yeah, like if you go watch the Dustin and Benoit fight, right? Yeah. Like you'll notice, like, okay, Dustin was having problems with him in the first round, even in the striking department, because he was like waiting for the takedown. But when it became more of a boxing fight, you could see, like, dude, like he does wrong things, like hand positioning, defense, like a lot of it. He gives a lot of openings.
I think a part of it was fatigue, though, isn't it? You drop your hands when you're tired like that.
Yeah, that's true, right? But like, just in a like, even if you look at the Dos Santos fight, he has some problems, right? That's why he needs the wrestling. So that's how his games work. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So I think that's why he kind of got exposed, and then like he kind of believed in the striking a little too much, which I was weirded out by against Mocanho, and then Mocanho just took advantage of it, you know? So, but yeah, I think it's 155 is interesting. For sure. I mean, Islam versus Arman, they eventually got to make that, you know.
Not those when they're making that though, because if they don't make that before February, I'm not waiting until fucking June to see that fight, man. Fuck that.
Yeah. Oh, what do you think? You think Arman finally dethrones Islam or what?
Nope.
No, you don't think? You think he whoops him?
I think Islam finishes him inside 2 rounds.
God, that'd be hilarious. I agree. I do think out of the two, I think Islam has
improved so significantly. The Volk fights have made him tremendously better. Yeah. I don't see anything like everyone's like, yeah, but look what Dustin did and look what Volk did. I don't think Arman has those attributes to have that sort of success with him. Like, I don't think Arman's boxing is as good as Dustin's.
Yeah,
his takedown defenses, but eventually he will just get overwhelmed.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's just such a tough fight. And Islam just looked really good against Dustin. You know, he really, even though it was like it was a close fight, and people were like, "Well, you know, Dustin had his moments." I was really impressed with his boxing.
You know what I was going to ask you? It's 2 weeks out, so it's probably not going to happen. But I had some thought because I'm just now thinking about what you just said about Arman and Islam. If they can't book that fight before February,
and
they're having to wait out till June. Is there a world of possibility where Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler, because like I said, for pay-per-views, it looks good for the aesthetics.
Oh, they do it interim?
They whack it as an interim.
I mean, yeah, you might as well do it. I mean, you owe Chandler. Like, I think they owe him a lot.
They owe Oliveira a rematch, though. So even if Charles Oliveira is to win, and then you have Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev in May.
Yeah. And I mean, no matter what, it sells, right? These dummies will watch it no matter what, even if it doesn't make sense, you know, type shit. Like, so you gotta realize with Chandler, like Chandler versus Islam, it's still gonna sell. People are gonna watch that, it's probably gonna be like a scrap, you know. Like Chandler might make it interesting to a certain.
There's been a fight that everyone's been talking about recently, and I don't want to see it. Yeah. not
Yeah.
It's the Taporia and Islam. It's like, bro, can Islam just fight 55? For fuck's sake, why is everyone obsessed with this champ shit?
Yeah.
Like, I remember O'Malley talking mess about Ilya, and it's like, yo, bro, you just got fucking ragdolled for 5 rounds. Shut the fuck up.
Dude, that's wild. Dude, you know what? I might as well give you credit for that. Dude, fucking 306 UFC Noche. You said it like in January, or like I think like late December that fucking gremlin was gonna become a champion. He fucking did it, man. I'm not.
Do you know what's gonna be funny though? Because you know what we do at end of awards shows. We're gonna look back to the first video you did at the start of 2024, and we're gonna look at and go, "Fuck, we were so wrong."
I know, right? We were like, dude, like I did not think that mother. Like, let me see. Like, what did I say? Do I have it? I think I have it. Yeah, no, yours is pretty decent. I mean, Pantoja, Marab, Aljo's fucking crazy.
Aljo 145. I knew that was the one that gave me shit. I think
Islam, Leon, Izzy's wild, Ankalaev, and then Tom Aspinall. I think.
Yeah.
Right?
So technically, right, I'm not that far off. You know, if Ankalaev wins in December,
yeah,
I don't look too bad because technically Tom's still the interim, but John Jones wants nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
So it's only the Izzy one, and obviously Leon lost the bout. Izzy, he had fought for the bout, he just fucking choked.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there were moments in that fight. Like, I finally picked like Drickus during fight week. The crying thing was the one that kind of killed it for. But I'm not gonna lie. I kind of thought for a second Izzy had a chance to like school him because I also was blind to the fact that Drickus isn't like like the greatest MMA fighter of all time. I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like I was like all these other guys are saying he's untechnical. So like I didn't realize his striking.
He's in a lot of ways, he's like the best worst fighter ever, isn't it?
Right. It's wild to me. But no, I thought Izzy was gonna school him, right? But then Izzy started crying, and then he started acting gay. And so I was like, nah, like the real African here is gonna rise and take him out. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be but back to Marab though. He put a pace on Sean, man. He really
that was always going to happen, though. I don't really know why everybody was so surprised. The copium for me was people saying, "Oh, because Sean Strickland won round 5, not Sean Strickland, Sean O'Malley won round 5, and people argue he's also got round 3."
Yeah.
People say because it's 3-2 that makes it a close fight. It's like, bro, it wasn't a close fight. It didn't look like winning that fight at all.
Yeah, he just hurt him. Like he kind of made it close through damage, but with actual, like, if you look at like the actual full length of the fight,
he landed one good punch the whole fight, bro.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like I feel like Marab was winning most of that 25-minute fight. If you know what I'm saying,
He keeps his head as well, and he fucking picked up Cejudo. He's fucking made that division look fucking stupid,
I know, but it's so wild that like they let him become a world champion, bro. Like. Your thoughts on Guru scoring it for him? Like Cope.
But that was just copium, though, isn't it? Like
it's Cope, bro. Like I get it. Like he just doesn't like him. No, what really hurt me with Marab was the Peter Yan one because it's like I thought we were gonna get him out of there, and it's just like, dude, he was on a different timing, bro. Like when we look back at him in history, like people don't realize that run he had to the belt is kind of crazy, bro. Like the fact that
we're talking Cejudo, Yan, and all these guys, yeah,
bro. Like guys that are like on paper should fucking destroy him, bro. Like type shit. Like,
what's crazy is his run as a contender is better than the one as a champion. Like he beat better fighters than he.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If you look at who he beat to win the belt compared to who he beat to get to the belt, is honestly night and day. Like O'Malley's not. And I've always said this, but obviously because of favorable matchups and they fixed everything to stack the deck for him, he won the belt. He's not getting near another title shot again, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, there's some talk though. I mean, they're thinking about booking Umar versus Song, right, in December. They're thinking about doing that for that. I think Florida card they have coming up.
Is it that Tampa fight night or whatever?
I think so, yeah, something like that. So they're thinking about doing that. So it's looking like they probably might book a rematch, which is kind of gay, in my humble opinion. But
if they booked a rematch though, I think O'Malley loses 2 on the spin. He's
done, right? Like I think
if you're the UFC, you just match him up against Rob Font or something like that, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh man,
I know Rob Font's looked great recently. You don't fucking rule him out, but it's just
my boy Rob Font, man. Yeah, let's man, just to talk about that real quick. All you motherfuckers minus 650 Kyler Phillips. Yeah, how did that jab taste, motherfuckers? Dude, oh man, Robbie fucking Font, bro. When he's had some of the most inspirational fights against these young lions that think they finna do something. Buddy, you're not top 5 material. What's the Jorge Masvidal wannabe? What's his name? Yanez? Yeah, you thought, son. And then Kyler, another Sean O'Malley wannabe. You thought, son. But yeah, that was just me going off real quick. But back to
Yanez one hurt me. I'm not gonna lie a bit.
That one was fucking amazing, bro. Because he kind of hurt Rob a little bit in the beginning, and then Rob was like, "Oh no, I'm finna fuck you up."
That was a bad knockout as well.
It was hilarious, bro. He fucking clocked him, bro, with that rear hook. Like, he was just like, jab, bah! Like,
we all knew, though, that fight was never going to fucking go 15 minutes, though.
Oh, yeah.
That was a bad knockout.
But, yeah, but back to,
Umar. I remember when he got talked up and then he fucking got caught in it.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I was a Randy Costa believer too. Like, I thought he was him, because he had knocked out that Newman guy with the head kick. You remember? It looked so clean too. And
bro, his average fight time was 30-40 seconds or something stupid like that, bro.
Yeah, he just has horrible cardio. But and then when he fought Yanez, I'll never forget. Like, luckily I wasn't caught up with that. Like, I got caught up with Kopp and Nicolau fighting for the belt, but people really said those two clowns might run it back for the belt. It was crazy. But
wait, Kopp and Nicolau was you, wasn't it? Weren't you manifesting that shit?
Yeah, I was trying to please help us. If Font had a better chin and better takedown defense, he'd be elite. His boxing is clean. Back in the day, he had good takedown defense. I just don't know where it went after that.
Who's ragdolled him though? I don't feel like anybody has.
I think Sandhagen, and then
Sandhagen's because Sandhagen was able to mix both up. Though that was a bit different.
I'm trying to think who else kind of took him down a little bit. I think only Figueiredo kind of took him down at moments, but didn't do anything with it for real.
Yeah.
But Kyler took him down for that whole round. I was hot. I was mad. I was like, yo, Rob, if you fucking lose to this dude, bro, I was like, please, God, that one, I was just like, I can't just defend it. The one fight that Rob really hurt me in, because I knew Rob is better than this fucking bum.
Was the Cheeto?
Oh, that one hurt, bro.
I knew you were going to say Cheeto. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do with Cheeto, I really don't.
Thankfully, he's gone from title talks ever again. I don't got to see that clown back in that.
3-10. Bro, he's lost 3 out of the last 4, bro. So it's just... Yeah. The thing is, he's still going to fight someone in the top 5, bro. They're that fixated on him. Corey... Can't believe this is. It says Corey Sandhagen split decision. That one hurt my brain,
No, and it wasn't. It was like a 5-0 domination. Like, it's
crazy. Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, one of the judges scored it for Cheeto. Do you not remember this?
Yeah, I do. It was scary. It was a scary time. I was worried.
It's a scary world. It's an evil world we live in, bro. Figueiredo, O'Malley, Corey's beat him. He's beat Cruz and Rob Font. I'm trying to look at who. Bro, he needs to fight. So he needs to fight someone like fucking. Like Jonathan Martinez or something, bro. Like Montel Jackson.
Yeah, no, that's a good fight, for sure. I'm trying to think who else is in that division that we didn't bring up.
This is the division though. He's already fought Chito Vera. He's not fought Cejudo. Song Yudong he's fought. Rob Font is fought.
Yeah, he has.
He hasn't fought.
Maybe that one. I like that Mario fight for both.
Kyler Phillips, Jonathan Martinez, Cruz he's fought. Montel Jackson's 15. Montel Jackson's a no one, bro. That knockout was sensational last time out
against Blackshear, right?
Yeah, sensational knockout.
Yeah, no, that would be
135 is just going to be one of those divisions where we're never going to fucking sit here and complain and go, what the fuck do we do now that the division's a mess? Because even if the top 15's a mess, in 3-4 months you'll just regulate yourself because we'll get new people climbing through the rankings because it's so talented. The depth is just there that we're never going to have issues in that regard. 155 feels like that, but the only difference with 155 is
it's more top heavy. I feel like,
I do like 155, but my problem is because the dudes fight the same people like Chandler and Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier. Unfortunately, once Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje retire, we're gonna see some movement we're gonna see some proper movement.
Yeah, they've had that great wall from the title shot. Like they've like Gaethje.
Yeah, they've been there for like a decade, and it's not because obviously they've performed well or whatever. It's just they go on a 1-fight win streak, they fight for a belt, they sit out, they go fight another guy, 1-fight win streak, fight for a belt. It's just, and then BMF this, and then fight for a belt, and then do this, and then do that. It's just like, they've been able to do that for like they've been able to do this for a decade. It's just
obviously on the ground, Ilya smokes O'Malley, but how would the striking go? It would kind of go similar to like the Holloway fight, the long rangey stuff. Like I feel like a lot of guys, if they're long, they try to like copy what Jai did, but Jai, I feel like
O'Malley looks like someone who doesn't have the best chin, and if he's going up in weight, and I can't remember, O'Malley's never really fought someone that could put his lights out at any moment. Like Chito Vera's not that guy, Peter Yan is not that guy, and Aljo's not that guy.
And even when he fought like Peter Yan, like Peter had moments where he hurt him, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's like the way I kind of look at it is obviously Sean's going to have to be just it's a weird thing where like you got to be perfect for 25 minutes.
He has to be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like Ilya just needs you to make a mistake, you know? That's it really when it comes down to it. Obviously the knee is probably like going to be his best friend in that fight. Up the middle, you know, kind of scare him a little bit. Jai did a good job of like kind of stopping his head movement.
I'll be honest though, if you're Topuria, I know Topuria's. This is why I think Topuria could potentially lose the belt, not necessarily against O'Malley, but against someone. It's like, you know, when the grappler falls in love with the hands, and he wants to prove a point every fight. It's like he's got all these strikers in front of him. He's like, I'm gonna knock this guy, I'm gonna knock that guy. He's like even with the Max one, obviously the Max one went his way, fair enough.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're going to be stood against someone that's potentially a bit more risky, and you're going to be like, yeah, but I'm going to be the first guy to do it. It's like John Jones always just got the W. He didn't care how he got it. He just went and got it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I think because he's 27 as well. I think he was a bit older. Maybe things would be a bit different, but he's just won the belt kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of someone who really could really put his lights out for real, and I can't really think of anyone for real. Like maybe Diego Lopez, if Diego has some power, but I don't think he can really hurt him.
I think that fight's ending inside 2 rounds.
Yeah, I think someone's
getting smoked in that fight. It's not even going to be remotely competitive.
Maybe someone like Islam, because Islam's proven to have some power, honestly. But I don't know. Like I don't even think that guy could do it.
Emmett is obviously the obvious choice, but Ilya didn't really get dealt with.
Ilya fought so smart in that fight.
Calvin Kattar doesn't really hit that like that. Lerone, Giga, Bryce, Ige does, but Ige's not getting to a title shot. Edson Barboza's explosive, but spin kick, take the back, rear naked choke.
Easy money.
Yeah,
it has to be someone at 55, maybe like no, I can't. I don't even think Dustin can swat like that with him.
It's hard though, because in a lot of ways, the only thing you don't know, and because he's finishing people.
Well, no, I agree. This is his hardest fight. I see quite a few people saying Evloev beats Ilya. I mean, it's honestly, dude, they owe us. I know that they want to do it in Spain or whatever. I get it. They want to have his next fight there. I understand. But they owe us this fucking fight, bro, in Anaheim, all right? They made it up for having Ilya fight for the belt in Anaheim, which I respect, but they owe us this fight. They were booked 2 years ago. Evloev and Ilya were booked in Anaheim for like that Ngannou card. Evloev pulled out, and then Ilya was supposed to fight Charles Jourdain. Fuck, that would have been a massacre. You know what I'm saying? We would have been talking about, Charles Jourdain was a great guy. He had such great potential for a career. Sadly, he fought Ilya and died in the octagon. Like, you know what I'm saying? It would have been one of those situations. But luckily,
the thing is, Charles Jourdain he's punch drunk as well, isn't it? So like him taking more damage would not have been great.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Ilya, he pulled out, and we never got to see that fight. But obviously, Mozart can't like put his lights out. But for sure, Mozart could out wrestle him. I could see it. I could really see him doing it. It's a great fight because Mozart's undefeated. You know what I'm saying? But Mozart needs. That's why I'm like saying when he fights Sterling, he needs to finish him. He needs that like clinic. He's kind of like in a Magomed Ankalaev situation. Where like he's kind of one of the best guys in the division, but he just doesn't kind of look like it, you know.
Movsar doesn't.
To a certain degree, some people feel that way. Like, you know, he got hurt by Hakeem Adawadu. Like, some people feel like they don't think he's the best guy, you know. I hear more people say Diego Lopez deserves a title shot over Mozart.
I think it's because they're just like people are just compelled about like the manner of performances, isn't it? It's just like I think because the Allen fight could have gone either way, really, isn't it? But it's just
yeah. But and the thing is, it's like Mozart has a win over Diego Lopez, which is like crazy, right? Like,
we see that all the time, though, isn't it? It's like Chito Vera when he fought for the bout. It's like he'd lost 2 fights ago.
Yeah, nah, it is.
And just wait for him to beat Pedro Munoz and then go right. He's on a win streak, 1 fight win streak. We'll get him up there, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I just think it's interesting.
I think Evloev is in one of those spots where if he fucking can't get Ilya down, he's a sitting duck, bro. It's not a matter of if, but when he gets knocked out.
Yeah, but dude, man, when I saw Bryce Mitchell, like, you know, because people ask me what's like Ilya's hardest 2 fights, right, of his career, and I say first Jai Herbert because of the striking and the knockdown, but the second it's really Bryce. Like, some people might say Max, but like I don't know why. I just saw the KO coming, you know. But the Bryce one, Bryce made it interesting because he took him down. You know what I'm saying? And he actually had him like kind of like beat up in the face. Like, if you go look at that fight, he was bruised up, right? He wasn't bruised up against Emmett. He wasn't really bruised up against what's his face, Max for real, or Volk. You know, Bryce did work. You know, Bryce made it interesting. When you add the wrestling, you know, it's a problem. But he ended up submitting Bryce, so it's like it's kind of crazy that I say that's one of his tougher fights, you know. But Mozart, it's gonna be for sure interesting to see how Mozart competes against Ilya if they do ever end up fighting, because you know he's gonna have to wrestle.
I'll tell you what, though, on a scale of 1 to 10, you know that war room that they talk about between Dana and Hunter and Sean Shelby.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much is that room getting smashed up if Movsar fucking crutch sniffs Ilya for 25 minutes and wins the bout?
I mean, it's horrible for them, you know, because it's like, damn, like we had like Ilya versus Lopez or Ilya versus Volk too in Spain, you know, like they think about it, like they just think about all the money they could have made and it's gone, you know, type shit. Like, and Mozart, it's like it's tough, like, because it's like I like him personally, like I don't have nothing against him. You know, and I think he's a fun fighter to watch. I mean, he has really incredible wrestling. Like, he's not one of those wrestlers.
I'll tell you what, though, Aljo's gonna get glazed like you wouldn't believe if he beats Movsar.
Oh yeah, dude, he'll be a hero.
Savior. People are gonna forgive him for the fucking knee, you know.
If he goes out there and does him like Corey Sandhagen, like they'll forget about everything. If they'll forget about everything.
You know they will as well. They'll be like,
I won't, but they will. Let's set the record straight. But yeah, like, dude, like if it's an interesting fight for sure. But I do think Mozart's a little bigger than Aljo, and I think Aljo is kind of like his strength is being the bigger, longer, rangier guy. You know, I give him credit, like I really do. He did something spectacular against Cater. I didn't think he was gonna do that. Like, some people don't give him credit.
I didn't hear you there.
He did something spectacular against Cater. Yeah. I know some people might think the performance sucked, but
American wrestling.
I watched it. And I don't know if Cater lost a step, but I didn't think he was going to do Cater like that, you know?
And pile driving his ass, by the way.
Yeah, so that's some horrendous work right there. But
his ass.
But
my boys stay with it, you know. Between we're all picking up Cejudo, yeah. Fucking Aljo pile driving schmucks.
Yeah, that's nasty stuff right there. But at the same time, though, Aljo, he's weird because it's like he's a good grappler, but at the same time, he has bad moments. I don't know if, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when he fought Cody Stamen, like, he was low-key losing that fight until Cody made a mistake and went for like a really bad double.
I think he's gotten better though. I think because
for sure. No, he has.
Sometimes we look at fights early in their career and go, they have this tendency, but it's like I haven't really seen him. I think the first Yan fight was the fight where I looked at it and go, fuck, he's gone back to making those silly mistakes again.
Yeah.
If you remember the Marlon Moraes fight as well, and I'm like, fuck, he got a bit desperate, and that's when obviously the finish happened.
Aljo's offensive grappling is better. Yeah, I think that's a fair statement. I really do. Yeah.
When Aljo gets your back, it's a wrap.
Yeah, like he's really good at when he goes for it. But like him, getting taken. Like I remember when he was fighting Cejudo, right? And they were going takedown for takedown kind of in that fight.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because I was like, man, this is weird. Like how is Cejudo letting this guy take him down? But then like when Cejudo actually tried to go take him, it was so easy for him, you know? So it was weird, but for
you guys have Kinders in America, don't you? Like the chocolate.
Yeah.
Bro, that's because Cejudo got that fucking medal out of a Kinder Surprise. That's why it's not fucking real.
Yeah, but I think what Aljo especially in this fight, right, against Mozart. Mozart is such a great chain wrestler. You know, he just chains wrestling and really effectively well. For Aljo, he has to stop the initial takedown and control him. It's really one of those things he has to get that back. You know, because like I'm trying to think of a fight where, like when he fought Lopez, that's probably one of his closer fights. Lopez did a good job of like threatening submissions. Aljo doesn't really have a great like off his back kind of game. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a top guy, you know? Like he doesn't
off his back is not as I agree.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to like really depend on scrambles here and really win the scrambles. That's gonna be the key of victory for Aljo. And for Mozart, he just has to control like position over submission, get him down, don't let him move, and really control those situations. On the feet, it could get interesting because I do think dynamically Aljo has more weapons, but he doesn't have power. You know, he doesn't. I don't know if maybe he's swatting at 145.
I think he's gonna carry the speed though.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's the faster guy. I think that's where it's gonna like for sure help him. But Mozart, he's not. I think some people think Mozart's a bum on the feet. He's not. It's just he doesn't look that good, but he chains his striking well with his wrestling. That's where his bread and butter comes.
I'm looking at Mozart's record. Fucking hell, bro! 11 decisions.
I know. Yeah, he's not a finisher for sure. I don't think has he.
He hasn't finished anybody in the UFC. It's all
right. Yeah, it's only like he finished a lot of guys in that one promotion where like it's an octagon outside. You know,
it says M1. He's fought in M1, and I'm guessing that's why the UFC signed his ass, you know, because he's got three of his last 4 fights there. He finished.
Yeah.
Kick, punches, and rear naked choke, and then fucking decision.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm gonna be rooting for Aljo. I hate Aljo with everything I have, but if you ever get behind a Clifton, you can never come back.
Ain't you guys like fucking American, bro? Get behind your boy, man. What is this shamelessness?
Nah, man, fuck him, bro. Fuck him. What are your thoughts on Dricus versus Kamza after his performance against Rob? Well, I just talked about it, but I'll talk about it again. It was an amazing. I honestly like my fight of the year, so I'm giving my fight of the year up. It was Kamza versus Rob. It was such a great fight. You learned a lot about Robert Whittaker's heart and what depths he's really willing to go to win a fight. And dude, you could just hear the jaw snapping. It was just beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But
this guy, you know, fucking. Whittaker's going to be out for fucking 5-6 months, you know.
And those are going to be a great 5-6 months of my life. But yeah, but like I was saying,
all of this because he had shot Derek Brunson, yeah.
Yeah, we never forgot. And then he robbed Yoel Romero too. Let's not forget that. All right, we remember what happened in Chicago. But yeah, Dricus versus Kamzat. As much as Kamzat looked like a killer against Rob, I do think it's a harder fight. Dricus, even though he fights like he's like, you know, swimming under the water, it's a tough fight. You know, Kamzat, if he can't get him out of there quick, I think it's Dricus all day. And Dricus hits hard, bro. I think people are not like remembering. You know, Dricus has way more, in my opinion, has more power than Rob. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's gonna be some real bad like you know, power coming towards Kamzat's way if he's not smart. You know,
they're both former welterweights, so I think they're very similarly sized.
Yeah,
I think Dricus is a little like bigger. But obviously, Kamzat just looks so lean and so tall, the way he just stands up and stuff. But you just know Kamzat's just going to dive the first 15 seconds, isn't it?
And then, you know, Dricus, you know, he showed us something against Strickland. Like, he has, like, a threshold, you know what I'm saying, where he's willing to go. And he, especially in that fourth round, right? Because I thought he was getting pieced up. The way he came back in that championship round, he showed some grit, like getting the takedowns when he needed it. Like even against Adesanya, he broke him. You know what I'm saying? Like he did a good job of breaking people. That's kind of his thing. He gets you in a brawl, and when he gets you in a brawl and you fight sloppy, he knows he can win that sloppy fight because that's what he does. He's sloppy. He's the master of the sloppy style. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where he's elite at. And if you fight him in that area, and we've seen Chimaev when he gets sloppy, he's not that good, right? When he fought Burns and it became a brawl, he didn't fight too well. You know what I'm saying? And even against Usman, when Usman he started stuffing the takedowns, it gets tough. So that's kind of how I look. I still lean towards Dricus, but Chimaev is the truth at 185. Though I do think he's legit. I can't believe Jones versus Stipe. I think Stipe might actually win. Dude, he's gonna fucking stuff the takedowns. All right, bro. All right, Ralph. All right, he's gonna stuff the takedowns and he's gonna land.
I forgot to say they've legalized 12-6, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, he's gonna try that dumb shit, right? Yeah, they have.
Can we get a message out there to Stipe? We need to 12-6 his fucking skull in.
Yeah. Were you impressed with Fluffy's performance against? I don't know if I was impressed, but I was entertained. I'll say that.
I just look at it as Pereira does what Pereira does, and he fucking fades and then fucking gives up, innit?
Yeah, but that was he put him in when you do laundry and you put clothes in a washing machine and it starts going. That's what it looked like, bro. It looked like a washing machine. Bro, Fluffy put him in a washing machine, bro. Bro, he just took him down, bro. It was like the dude looked like he was drowning, bro. Like he couldn't breathe. I don't know, bro. You guys hyped the dude up. And I blame this for MMA fans. They hyped the dude up that all he does is backflips and he gets first round finishes. And y'all thought he was gonna do something against a guy that can actually fight, So
he's just like Raymond Daniels, isn't it? Really is, isn't it? You know he's there to entertain you, but he's not going to fucking fight for world belts.
Well, they thought because he was on that crazy win streak, remember? And then he beat that bum in Brazil, and they gave him a main event. What was that guy's name? He did him so dirty too, bro. It was like one of the crazy. He almost lost the fight because he did a flip on him, right? You remember? You know what I'm talking about? What's that clown's name, bro?
I know what you're on about. Is it the Ihor Pretoria?
Ihor Pretoria, the famous Ihor Pretoria. Yeah, he beats him, and that gives you a main event, a fight night main event, bro. I don't even like Fluffy like that, y'all. But I was so happy when Fluffy did that to him because, dude, he had the robbery win over a fucking ancient Ponzinibbio that got him in the rankings, and then he finessed these people until I remember. Do you remember his I think his third fight in the UFC? Against that fucking midget from Canada. And
Tristan Connolly, yeah, bro. Yes. That was hilarious. You know why? Because I was sat there, I was watching it. Yeah, I forgot who I was watching it with. But I said, he looked fucking tired. Yeah, I said he's already fucking gassed out because he's been doing flips and shit on the way to the octagon.
Yeah.
Because they gave him a short notice guy, and the guy's a 55er, so he just thought he just ragdoll him.
Yeah.
Tristan Connolly, all he did was just take him down and hold him down.
That's it. That's all he needed. And the people, bro, they forgot. And what's crazy about he never won a fight after. That's what's funny. When he went back to his actual weight class, he got he got treated like a bum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. I'm looking it up now, bro. It's fucking
dude, bro, I never laughed so hard watching a fight, bro. Like I was in
he lost to Sabatini and Darren Elkins back to back and then got cut.
Yeah, got top respect. Darren Elkins taught him that real wrestling. But dude, Michel Pierre, obviously, he has a place in the UFC, and I don't think they're ever gonna cut him. But dude,
depends on what money he makes, though. If they're paying him like fucking 100 to show and 100 to fucking win, you're either gonna pay 200K for a schmuck who does flips.
I don't know, man. That's up to them. I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't think he's a draw like that. I mean, he's fun to watch, for sure for hardcore fans. That wanted to believe he was going to be a contender. He was for sure fun to watch for the little success he had, but he's just he got taught levels. There's guys that want to be world champions, and I know Fluffy I don't think he'll ever make it. I know some people want to say like, oh, that's Dricus's worst nightmare. I don't agree, but he's making the real concerted efforts to be a world champion, right? You know what I'm saying? This guy isn't. It's just a fact. You don't do backflips before your fight. You actually get ready and hyped up to really hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? He's not that guy. He's a crazy athlete. I'll give him that. But nah, he's not. He's more athlete than fighter. I'll say that. You know.
There's a level of cardio you have to have, though, isn't it? But I think you're that explosive. It comes at a cost, doesn't it?
No, he's just a dummy. He's a dummy. That's all he is. Don't Ed, like it's not like a cost. He's just dumb. He's not smart. Like, that's just it. Like, dude, if you watch that fight, bro, he had the knee. Like he hurt him to the body. If anyone should have been gassed,
I watched it. I know what you mean. First round, he had Fluffy hurt, man.
Yeah, and he just didn't take advantage of it. He didn't know how to build off of it. You know, and bro, when I'm just telling you, like he's bigger than Fluffy. He probably like is stronger than Fluffy in the weight room, right? But he just doesn't know how to wrestle. Like that's the problem. You know, like
what some of these schmucks could do with a fucking 6-month round trip to Dagestan. You know,
yeah, dude. It was when I tell you, bro, it was hilarious.
Bro, honestly, I was laughing more and more as the fight went on, bro. Be honest, yeah. After the first round, did you not only think it was only going to go one way?
Yeah. I knew it was going downhill after that. You know, I know it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah,
like, bro,
I
don't know if you ever saw like Chris Curtis tried to give him a motivational speech going into the 5th round. He's like, "We're not going out like this. I don't give a fuck. We're not going out like this." And I'm like, oh yeah, whatever, bro. And fucking Michelle Pierce is like it's on death's door, basically begging him with his body language to throw in the towel. Like, stop this, bro. It was hilarious, bro. It was. That's also one of my top 5 fights of the year. But do you ever see Bo ever fighting Khamzat in the future? Right now, skill for skill, sadly. I love the American Bo Nickel, but he's not ready right now. He needs the Paul Craig fight's dangerous.
Now, it says in the future, biased. Fucking read the thing.
Oh, my bad. In the future, maybe.
That's going to be one of my fights that I've got to see in the next 2 years. I have to see that fight in the next 2 years.
But yeah, it's just tough. Like right now, Chimaev. I mean, it's just the hype, you know. Like it's just they're not on the same level in terms of hype. But even though against Paul Craig, it's going to be interesting. I just didn't like how he was kind of having some trouble with Anthony Smith's boy. What's his name? The bum.
Is it Durden? Was it? No, it's not Durden. It's Cody something.
Cody Brundage. Yeah, that fucking. Idiot.
I get Brundage and Durden and all the other fucking Codys confused. I won't lie to you, bro. They're just
they kind of put them in a group. Do you guys think Cammy beats DDP? No, I don't. I do not. I think DDP ropes a dopes him real quick, and yeah. Do you think he takes down Craig to tries to test this? No, he's gonna strike. I mean, we've all seen Brendan Allen did it a little bit. No, actually, I feel like Brendan kind of exposed him on the ground. But Kyle Barallo, right? He didn't play the ground game with Paul Craig. He just knocked him out. I think probably Bo is going to try to do that. I think Bo is going to see like, all right, I think I'm a good striker, and then tries to do that bouncy thing he does, or he goes back and forth and tries to knock him out like that. But I don't know, man. It's tough, bro. It's a tough situation, honestly. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just think right now, honestly, you have like one of the biggest fights you can make is Dricus versus Chimaev, and that's all I think the UFC should just try to do. I think getting Khamzat to that title shot has been a challenge for him. You know what I'm saying? And they finally got him there. You know.
But I think there's something about I don't know how much we can talk about this, but there's something about obviously because of who he's affiliated with, it kind of limits where he could fight for that.
Oh yeah, you're right, huh? He can't fight in the U.S. no more, right?
Basically.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. They did the.
I think obviously certain countries and certain borders are going to be funny with that sort of activity, right? So they might. I think if they fight each other, unfortunately, it's not going to be in South Africa. It might be in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, no, I mean it makes more sense to do it there.
But then they promised us South Africa, so when the fuck is Drickus gonna fight in South Africa?
Well, maybe okay. So, all right, this is how you fucking make I think everyone happy. I think you said it earlier. You do Drickus versus Sean, right? I think they're gonna do that in Canada or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, if they can, I mean, it's not. I don't know, like because they book everything a year in advance, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it's kind of like how can they do Drickus and Sean in South Africa, right? Two white boys, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You're not wrong.
But I mean, you probably run it back in Canada. You do Kamzat, and Drickus in Abu Dhabi, right? And then it's either maybe Kyle Brallo or Nasir Mayev in South Africa. I think that's the only way. You got to do it like in big 2026. I think that's the only time they can book it, right? Because they probably got 2025 booked already, for the whole year.
That's assuming he's got the belt, though.
Yeah.
I can see South Africa's not going to be in our plans if Drickus isn't holding the belt. Izzy's not winning the belt. Usman's on the way out, and Nganou's in a different promotion.
Yeah.
So well done, UFC.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We had 3 kings, and we didn't get UFC Africa.
But okay, one thing I'll give them like kind of a pass is kind of when they were champs, COVID was going around. So that was kind of probably what hurt them a little bit doing those shows, but I don't know.
We always had 2 of them though. Maybe Francis won his belt at the end.
Yeah,
we always had 2 champs.
I mean, did they ever? They were only on one card together, right? Or no?
No, not all 3 of them are all in one card. No,
or 2, right? Or
we've had 2. We've had 2 on multiple occasions, but not 3.
I'm trying to think. When did they? Were they really? I don't. Or no? Am I tripping? I don't feel like I ever saw Usman and Izzy on the same card.
They've been on quite a few cards together.
I'm trying to think.
The Miami card.
Oh, was that them?
I think Pereira and the other one.
No, I don't think so. I don't think Usman was on that card.
I'm gonna look.
I don't think they ever had any of them together on the card. I really don't.
I'm gonna look this up because Kamaru Usman's the lower weight class, right? So
I think the closest they ever got was Usman had fought Woodley on a pay-per-view, and then a month later, Adesanya fought KG for the interim title. But I don't think they ever fought I don't think any 3 of them fought on the same card.
This is crazy. I'm looking at the pay-per-views. He fucking Usman's headlined quite a few pay-per-views.
Am I right? Like, I think it was just they did more Usman and Gaethje together than they ever did Usman. Yeah. I don't think I think they just fucked it up overall,
Wonder why though. I'm gonna look at Israel Adesanya now, but fucking I'm looking at it now and I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. They will fucking know.
Who do you have in Ankalaev versus Pierre? I think Ankalaev beats him. I wouldn't even be surprised if Ankalaev smokes him. But yeah, that's my pick. I think I've always kind of felt like the Pierre reign.
Interesting question. Who do you think the short turnaround favors more?
I'm gonna say Ankalaev because he needs activity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't fight since the Walker, right? Since January, right?
I've looked it up. So Usman and Adesanya fought on the same card once to UFC 259. So Usman defended against Gilbert Burns, and on the same card they did Adesanya Jan Blachowicz. It didn't fucking show up for me as Izzy headlining because it wasn't for his belt. It was for Jan Blachowicz's belt.
Oh, really?
Apparently, that's the one time that they've headlined together.
No, I don't think so. Because Because I think that Burns and Usman fight was on its own, right?
I thought it was on its own as well. Unless they're fucking wrong, I'm going to look up Adesanya and UFC 259 in search.
No, I don't think so. Because I think it was. I remember it was 3 title fights. It was Jan
and the 3 or 4 fight. Yeah, why the fuck have they just said that to me? Fucking liars.
Yeah, I know, right? ChatGPT. Oh man, AI. Well, what's going on? I thought y'all was taking over.
AI was supposed to be OP. That's a fucking lie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Francis Ngannou though. But even Ngannou, like,
nah, man, they fucked it up, brother. They never fought even on the same card together.
249. Ferguson Gaethje, yeah.
And then
260. Any of them on 260?
Not.
No, bro. How the fuck have we not noticed this?
Yeah,
270.
I'm telling you, brother. They messed it up. That's what they do.
Bro,
You
we
know,
couldn't get the. I was so sure they've fought together at least once. They've never done it. That's crazy.
yeah.
How did we not notice as well? We've had them together for like 5 years.
Yeah, they had Usman more of a brother with Gaethje than they ever did with fucking Adesanya and Francis. I just think they probably were like, well, they can probably do it on their own. They probably were thinking more money wise, like we can have Usman on this pay per view, Adesanya on this pay per view, Francis on this paper, So instead of like putting them all together at one, right? So I don't know,
bro. Remember back then that we used to get Amanda Nunes headlining cards, bro.
Yeah, it was fucking horrible.
They used to water everything down, bro. It used to be fucking.
Yeah, it's crazy work. I don't know, like it's. Luckily, we don't got to deal with that no more. But yeah, hopefully.
Me though, with Ankle and Pereira, there's so many factors into it now because everything from the turnaround and Pereira fighting in altitude and Pereira's the way the 3 title fights have been taxing on him. You've got Ankalaev, who's relatively fresh, but you've also got Poatan. Poatan's got what? Fucking a round 2 finish, a round 1 finish, a 4th round finish.
Yeah.
So yeah, Poatan he spent slightly more time in the octagon than Ankalaev did, but he's had 3 camps as well.
Yeah.
There's so many things.
I know he was pretty hurt, right? He was pretty hurt for the Khalil fight.
Oh, he was hurt. He was hurt for that. He was hurt for the Khalil fight. He still fucking did it. I don't know why he's doing it now because all it does is going to give him an excuse.
Well, I mean, and it's like, and it's kind of crazy because it's like I don't think anyone's ever defended the belt 4 times in a year, right?
Yeah. If you're the UFC though, why would you potentially put yourself in a situation where Ankalaev's got the edge, he wins the belt, and then we won't see him till October next year?
Yeah, but it's probably because of
just to save one card, we're gonna have a division on ice for 10 months.
Yeah, but also you got to think about like the media, the fans. They've been like the people have been saying he's running from Ankalaev. I mean, they got a lot of fun and scrutiny for that, even making that Khalil fight. Like because I'm like, bro,
it was a sick fight though. They can't chat shit then.
Yeah, but I mean, even though when you think about it, I'm like, damn, like you know what I'm saying, like.
Think of how much Hill talked. Hill fucking pulled out. Hill ended up pulling out of the fight. So the fight originally. So the amount of shit Hill talked in 303, and then he didn't even fucking end up fighting. So.
Nah, Hill's been hilarious though. He's been like, I've never seen someone like act like that after losing a fight.
I've never seen someone lose so many fans and so much credibility like that. It's fucking crazy, bro.
Bro, it's hilarious to me. No, he had me in tears though when he was talking about like fighting. Bro, I would have done that in the first round. Like what the hell? Like
he's like he said something like, "Oh, Alex couldn't fight like that against me." Yeah, you're right. He didn't fight like that against me. He fucking whooped your ass in 1 round.
Yeah, no, I think, but he has to kind of do it like that to get a fight, or get his name out because it's like now. I think you can't play good guy no more after getting smoked like that,
Yeah, but aside from fucking Glover Teixeira, he don't really have any outstanding wins in that fucking division.
No, he does. No, I always thought he was kind of overrated. I'm not gonna lie. He gained my respect after the Glover fight, but I always thought like I thought OSP was gonna beat him, when they matched up. So I kind of always thought he was like kind of weirdly defensively flawed.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's Crute. I don't know where the fuck he is. I think he's been cut. Johnny Walker.
At the time, I'm not gonna lie. When he beat Crute, I thought that was a good win.
Crute was a good win at the time, but it hasn't aged well.
No,
Glover was an impressive win, and me and you both picked him to beat Glover, even though I didn't rate him. I just thought it was a better matchup for him. Yeah. Johnny Walker, Thiago Santos. All right, cool.
Right, and then I'm not gonna lie, Thiago Santos was like kind of winning that fight.
Yeah.
He's taking him down.
Looking at him, fucking Volkan Ozdemir. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Volkan Ozdemir fucking uppercutted him and sent him to Rosette. Fucking hell, bro. That's just man.
Dude, Johnny Walker was never the same after he outclassed Anthony Smith, bro. He kind of got to his head after that,
Bro, Joe is hilarious. He beat Ryan Spann and people thought he was back,
Yeah, bro, he almost died, bro.
He almost died in that fight, bro. That was like 50 knockdowns between the two of them, you know. It was a case of which fucking schmuck's gonna topple over first.
Who's going to be 135 champ after Merab, in your opinion? I got Umar. I think Umar gets it. If they do fight, though, that's the problem. Yeah, I think Umar's the only one stylistically gives Merab a lot of problems. That's the only one I can think, because he can wrestle.
Probably Umar, and the only other person I think that could give him problems is a guy who won't get to the belt, which is Aldo, innit? But...
Yeah, Merab is evil in but if him versus Umar Cliff Dweller, I'm gonna have to be behind Merab. Bro, dude, it cracks me up. Like he won't like deal with no Cliff Dwellers. He's like, fuck them. I don't know, man. I mean, it's crazy to me that Marlon Moraes was so close, y'all. He was this close to beating that man. You know,
it's crazy. He came the closest to doing it. He did better than O'Malley.
Yeah, like he did better than everyone when you think about it, bro. Like,
he washed Moraes, you know. What he's doing with himself now, you know.
He's a cop. You know that?
You're joking.
Yes.
Bro, he's like 2 feet tall. What do you mean he's a cop?
Bro, I swear to God, he's protecting the streets with that incredible.
I'm gonna look this up on Google, bro. Marlon Moraes cop. This better not be a fucking real thing, you know.
Yep, right here. I'm about to put it right here. Look at that, man.
My laptop's on fucking fire, bro. We've been going on for 3 hours.
I know. Okay, we'll finish this for you. Look at this guy. Y'all see him?
Yeah.
It's Marlon.
He looks like that fucking Mr. Clean.
Will Grant Dawson ever be top 5?
Oh, good.
I used to think so. I mean, I remember when he beat what's my guy's name? Demir. When he beat Demir. Ismugalov, I was pretty heartbroken, and I thought like, oh shit, this fucking grappler, this wrestler is gonna be somebody, and then he fights fucking Bobby Green, and I don't know whatever happened. Yeah, that's so true. Guru predicted Marlon to TKO Merab, and he almost was right. Yeah.
There's not many people picked Marlon Moraes as well, so when that nearly happened, you're like, fuck.
Dude, I picked him, and I was like, yo, I fucking got him. We got him where we want him. And then Merab, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Merab showed incredible grit and came back, you know.
That was one of those comeback of the year fights as well. Like
it was.
He won by finish as well, if I remember.
Yeah, he with exhaustion of just straight grit. Like, dude, Marlon looked like he was about to have a heart attack, bro. It was crazy.
He did a Herbert Burns. Is that what you're telling me?
It was bad, bro.
There's got to be something in that Brazilian water, bro. Between Marlon Moraes, Herbert Burns, Michel Pereira, they
all have like suspect cardio, you know. Like they for some reason they kind of gas out. They're great finishers, but they do gas out to a certain degree. I don't know why.
There's a lot of people like that though, isn't it? It's just the power is just there.
I feel like the only one I can think of is like RDA has good cardio, but he doesn't really like have like incredible volume, you know. So it's not like it's like.
I mean, when he was a lot younger, he did push like a pretty good pace.
But... Yeah, no, he did. I mean, what he did to Pettis was pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's just that 170 move that it carried all that extra weight.
Yeah, it wasn't a good idea. I think like at first it was because he beat Robbie Lawler, remember? And then he had a title shot. It looked like he was gonna fight Tyron Woodley, and that would have been interesting to see who would have won that day. But,
Woodley would have killed it, bro.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Woodley looked like he was on the decline at you know, when they were matched up.
He's thrown 2 strikes around. He wouldn't have taken Woodley down though.
He would have tried. I know for sure he would have tried.
He would have, but I don't think he could have got Woodley down. I think it's one of those fights where Woodley would just have to pick his shot and then. Prime Woodley,
bro. Doesn't get enough love.
Clay Guida broke his jaw, bro. I think Woodley would have.
Yeah, would have clocked it. No, I can see it.
Woodley's just one of those now because we've had obviously Shavkat's in the seeds and then Leon and then Usman and then Kobe. Like in a lot of ways, Woodley's like if you look at like GOAT welterweight rankings, Woodley's like so underrated, like because he doesn't get talked about. He's never in the discussions. Like people talk about Pat Miletich over this guy and stuff like that.
Yeah, that guy.
Stone ages, bro.
Yeah, no one even knows.
People talk about Matt Hughes and shit like that. It's just like, okay, like I know people don't like Tyron Woodley, but let's not take the piss.
Yeah, nah, T Wood would have smoked. What's his name? Matt Hughes. Like, on Twitter, I replied under a post of Bilal's infected foot. Looks fine to me. That's fucking. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like we've kind of talked about everything, y'all. We've gone on for 3 hours, so
we've literally covered everything. Our next one's probably going to be December, isn't it?
Yeah, probably like end of the year, year-end awards. So we're gonna do that. But yeah, I'm gonna try to split this up as much as I can. But yeah, this was the Max Holloway funeral service. So I hope all you guys enjoyed it. We smoked. I don't know if you guys have watched the beginning of the stream, but we were smoking on that Max Holloway pack. It's on video.
You do the John Jones pack watch if when Stipe wins.
Oh, for sure. I think I have to. I think Max. I didn't give it to him because it's like whatever. I knew that was gonna happen. But the John Jones, we coming, brother. We coming. All right. The crack, hitting pregnant ladies, hitting your woman, you're going down. The first responder, the firefighter, he's putting out this fruity pebble fire that has been going on for too long. You're going down, boy. All right. It's a wrap because Stipe Muchacho is here. All right. So hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Go like, comment, share. Make sure people are watching Fight Talk number 29. But when Fight Talk number 30 comes out, just letting y'all know it's going to be a great day. But yeah, hope y'all enjoy. Love y'all. Goodbye.